said tonight. I don't have a job to find, and if I were tonight, if I'm so tired tonight, I'll fall asleep when I'm home, if I bleed tonight, if I am sad tonight, I don't have a job to find. And if I were tonight, if I'm so tired tonight, I'll fall asleep when I'm home, when I'm home. I was just so far from
Roger Craig here. On behalf of the Coast2Coast Racing League, the Steve King Foundation, and the Westbrook family, I just want to thank everybody, all the drivers, the ladies, the kids that made this event a total success. A huge shout out to DWR Automotive, the Westbrook family, and the Turnbull family for their generous donations, along with teams and businesses that have contributed either money or door prizes just to make it a spectacular event. Can't thank everybody enough. Want to thank the admins, everybody behind the scenes making this event happen. In particular, want to thank the Steve King Foundation for converting all the money that we donate into helping drivers and their families in times of need. Just want to thank all the sponsors. You'll see them coming up in a second. Great job, everybody. A huge thank you.
Good afternoon, drivers and race fans. Hey, I'd like to take a moment on behalf of the Steve King Foundation to thank all the drivers for participating and all of our great sponsors for participating in the Mike Westbrook Memorial Knoxville Nationals. Also want to thank EWR Automotive, the Westbrook and Turnbull families, as well as Coast2Coast Racing League for all their support in hosting the event. It was a great event for the Steve King Foundation, and we appreciate the support. Thank you.
Are you listening? Are you missing me like I'm missing you? This just can't be true. Did you have to leave so soon?
When Steve died, the outpouring of love across the country was amazing. We realized we were in a position that no racing family wants to be in. The good that was coming out of that was that these dollars had come together to support us, and we realized no, we didn't want to use them for us. We wanted to use them to help others.
The foundation is important to me. It keeps Steve present in what we all do and what we all love, and that's racing.
My favorite memory of Steve was just how nice of a guy he was and how genuine he was.
I'm just sure that Steve would be very honored and thankful for the foundation and how it's honoring his name and all the good that the foundation does.
You go to a racetrack on Saturday, nobody expects to come out of there hurt. Unfortunately, sometimes it does happen. And thankfully we got people like the King family and everybody that's involved with the Steve King Foundation to help these families.
I was diagnosed with breast cancer, and the Stephen King Foundation reached out to me and told me that they had a check. I was absolutely floored. I just thought that they did this for drivers or crew members that got injured. You know, racing, they always say racing's like a big family.
I was involved in a pretty gnarly sprint car crash. Found out my brain was swelling and bleeding. Pelvic bone was broken. I had 2 cracked vertebrae on my back, and I was in the ICU a little over a week. The Steve King Foundation reached out to my parents. We received a donation from them. Immediately, they started me on what's called neurofeedback, and insurance did not cover the neurofeedback appointments. So we received another donation from the Steve King Foundation. It really helped a lot, and I just want to say thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart to the Steve King Foundation for everything that they have done for me. This last Sunday, I got to turn laps in my modified here. That was my first laps back in a race car since the accident, and I truly believe that if it wasn't for the Steve King Foundation, I wouldn't be able to do that or be where I'm at today.
I was injured in a non-wing sprint car accident that broke my neck and left me with a spinal cord injury. I was in the hospital 8 months, and that got really, really expensive, so having that extra help to help push me and my family forward was a big deal. I mean, it's kind of inspired me to start my own foundation within racing.
They were such a caring family, and they wanted to help others, and being able to just be associated with them, to carry on his name, to help other racers and their families to survive in the sport that we love so much has just been a real honor for me.
The thing that gets lost in translation is, yes, Steve's death is the reason the foundation exists, but it's Steve's life, and it's the lives of racers everywhere is the reason we're able to do the work we do.
All right, folks, welcome. We're here tonight, and even though it's Wednesday, no, it's not the Hometown Heroes. We'll be back to that next week. Got something special here. We've been doing it all week. It is the Mike Westbrook Knoxville Nationals here tonight for the Coast2Coast Racing League. Dawson qualifying last night for it. Again, tonight, I got some help up here because I'll go ahead and admit it. I'm not familiar with the Knoxville National format. But the man here beside of me is. So, Zach, what are we going to see here tonight?
Well, tonight we're going to be seeing 4 shows. I'm going to be in the last show. But this first show, this is going to be for P25 in our Knoxville Nationals event on Thursday night. The highest finishing veteran in this race will be granted a guaranteed starting spot. But everybody's going to be racing hard in this one because let's say the top two guys already qualified. Third could end up being that provisional spot. So you're going to see battles all throughout the track here tonight in this race. The second race we're going to be running, we've got a lot of volunteers in this league who either help admin races or help go over replays and give out penalty reports. They're going to be racing in the second race. That will be for a guaranteed starting spot of P26 in the Knoxville Nationals race. The third event will be the top 10 that already qualified for the Knoxville. They're going to be running, it's basically going to be like a dash format. 4 people at a time, 4 laps. 2 people move on. It's going to be fast-paced. It's going to be exciting, and anybody who watches the Knoxville Nationals knows that's a great format, and it'd be nice if we did that every now and then for qualifying. It's a nice change. And then the final event of the night is going to be the Hard Knocks event. Everybody who's not already locked into the show can come out for that in this league. We could see a lot of cars, could see up to 30, 40 cars for that, and 4 people are going to get guaranteed starting spots for the Knoxville Nationals out of that. So, like you say, a lot of good, hard racing tonight, and we're going to have an eventful night, Joe.
So, in the Knoxville Nationals for the final, got qualifying underway right now here for this veterans race, and again, got to give a shout out to all the veterans and first responders and folks. But like in the Knoxville Nationals, listening to you saying, all right, qualify for this position, because we had so many qualifying races on Monday, Tuesday this week. How many can be? Is it still just 24, 25 cars, or is it going to be more than that normally on the track?
So, normal Knoxville Nationals format, 24. We do 27, sometimes 28, depending on how generous people want to get. Like I say, 25th through 26 will be these volunteer spots. We will have a raffle. I'm sure it'll probably go up sometime this evening. We will have a charity raffle spot for P27, and normally guys in here do pretty good. We can get that up to a couple $100, and if we get the money going high, we'll get another spot going. So we might have 28, but we'll definitely have 27.
Well, I was hearing you rattle off a lot of the these spots here, and I'm going, already had a lot of qualifying spots. How many more we got left to go? So. Hey, that is awesome in the seat. Definitely got chances to get in for the big show, which is tomorrow night. So tune in, coast to coast, and it looks like we're going to swing this over. We had qualifying, and we're going instantly right to the race. No heat races in this one here. We're definitely going from qualifying straight into this thing. It's got Ross Carrenta's going to be out front. Let's look at the grid real quick. Colin Johnson's going to start there in second. Bob the Good third. Stacey Elmore sitting in fourth. Gary Taylor there in fifth. Andy Patton starting sixth. Brie Larson.
Brian
Larson, my bad.
Yep. No, you're fine.
I'm still stuck on the ladies' night last night. Brian Larson started by day, man. Jeffrey Barker there in eighth. Michael Vetko.
Yeah, I'd say Vecchio, something like that. You're pretty close.
Yeah, something's got to be silent in there. And then old Roger, here we go.
One of my favorite things about these races, Joe, I've had the privilege of admitting for these guys a couple times, and since they're all veterans, they really do have a mutual respect for each other. You normally don't see a lot of beating and banging like you see on the normal night. I love watching these.
When I talk about a lot, because on the Hometown Heroes we have the 305, 364, 10 wing sprints, and as far as when we got there running a lot too with them, and these are essentially open wheel cars. I mean, we get up here and we were talking earlier about the tech side of things. It's about like IndyCar or Formula One. You can't really, you're not supposed to really get up there and do a lot of beating and banging with these things, because when you get tire to tire, it's just not going to end up well for you and so forth. Not like a Pro Late or Street Stock or maybe even the UMPs or the big blocks that y'all see on the other nights. These wing sprints, they can be a handful. And with that said, Zach, on iRacing, to me, I still feel this way. I think the pro late models or super late models are probably the most popular, but in real life, wing sprints on dirt kind of where it's at. I think. That's just kind of what I've seen.
In my heart, I 100% agree with you, and the money's finally starting to catch up, but the money on the dirt late model side is unbelievable, some of the payouts that they get. But with the stuff that Kyle Larson's doing for those guys, I mean, it's definitely increasing the payouts, and, you know, it's even trickling down, you know, Dylan Westbrook, I saw he's third on the 360 win sheet for the year, and, you know, it trickles down to even that, you know, it's not significant amount more, but the more money trickles down further, and you got to love seeing money injected in
The thing I don't want to see happen to dirt is get too publicized, and that's one thing that's hurt. Talking about NASCAR and stuff. Now I'm a long time. I've watched NASCAR way back, and the change over the years of it. It's more corporate. Dirt to me still has that grassroots feel to it. Even at the top level, I think it still does. And yes, it's expensive. We've mentioned that. We've talked about it as we go green here tonight for our race. We've talked about it, what it cost. I mean, one night we were talking about down in Hometown Hero, what it costs to put a car on the track. And Cedric said, you're going to need sponsors still. But dirt to me still feels like it has that grassroots. But I do see the popularity getting up. Man, we got contact already.
Oh, yeah. It looked like Bob got into Stacy a little bit.
And then Colin Johnson, he's up there. He's trying a new way of riding the cushion.
Yeah, I think when he got in that accident, I don't think he realized that right front was broken. I think when he went to turn left there going in the corner, it just took off on him.
Done. Turning.
Meanwhile, Ross Corinna's loving this. Half a turn lead. Goodbye.
Wow. Yeah, 2 seconds out front of Taylor, who was right here, and he's got Andy Patton, Bobby Good and company. Yellow flag out, not sure why. Saw it?
No, I'm not too sure either. I'm trying to scan around here. I saw Cullen pulled in the pits. He didn't come to a stop, so if iRacing threw a caution for that, they shouldn't have.
For sure. Only. Like, man.
Yeah, weird. I hear the admins talking, and they're wondering how the caution came out, too. So that was a weird iRacing thing.
I'm going to be honest with you. You know, Zach, we were watching, I've done some short track leagues on asphalt side. This is no lie. We have had, matter of fact, I think we had it last week at Hometown, and the Xfinity race happened. I've had cars, like 2 or 3, sit on the track for a lap. I mean, they literally wrecked, couldn't move on the track for a solid lap. Here comes the leaders wide open before I race them to a caution. And I'm going, I think on some short tracks the parameters is off because we've seen it more than once on short. It just happens really on short. And I've seen it. Matter of fact, last week in the Xfinity race, I believe was one slid, and the other one was like slid and stopped on the track, and iRacing never threw the caution. And they were able to just spin around, keep going. And I'm sitting going, wait a minute. iRacing threw a caution for a guy that just went a little bit of a slide, but then this dude does a whole turn, hits the wall, has to stop, then get going again, and it don't. And I was like scratching my head over that one, going, I think some of the short tracks are off a little, and it might implement over here to dirt too. So who knows? But Steve King Foundation pace trucks in. We're going back green, and Corinth's loving it. He's getting that jump out front. Boy, battle's on for second.
Yeah, Ross is quick. I mean, realistically, anybody who follows this, Ross is always quick, so he's going to be a tough guy to run down here.
I think he runs in the Renegade Series, don't he?
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
What I was thinking. That's why I don't really get to see him too much on the Hometown Heroes. He might come out every once in a while, but I know he runs like the Renegade Series. It's the main sprint series here, Coast to Coast, and a little contact between Gary. That's about as close as you want to get the contact going on right there. Taylor was able to get the back bumper on that tire that, you know, a little bit more than that, you're going to ride up on the back of the tire. And then he says, you know what? Get up here and see what the wall tastes like.
Yeah, I mean, and you know, if you're watching the speeds on these things, they're doing 100 mile an hour coming out of the corners. So, I mean, you touching the wall 130 mile an hour. That's why you see these guys bicycling. And I mean, there's no such thing as a small tap of the wall when you're going 130.
Johnson right there. Kind of pile driving the back of Taylor, and Taylor's going, man, a break out here.
Yeah, Ross is just hoping they behave, because without a caution, I mean, oof,
he's gone.
He is fast, Joe.
Now, Andy Patton is another one. He's really quick. Now, we know he knows how to get around this place, too. Bob the Good, right there. He's got his Air Force machine looking strong. Jeffrey Barker. And Stacy Elmo's able to bounce back. Remember, popped that wall early on. Brian Larson.
Yeah, Bob the Good's one of those people, you know, I think the majority of the people in the league would agree, you know. Bob, he always puts in the time. He's gotten so much better. And since we got this new tire update, arguably, he's one of the more adjusted people to the tire update. The dude, he's come out of nowhere in the past couple of weeks.
You know, we talked about that. To me, the biggest significant change, and I know as a driver, y'all feel all the changes, but from a view standpoint, the 305 is the one biggest difference I see. The 360 410s have always been cars that you've had to drive anyways. You know, you couldn't flat out them. But that 305 now is just a huge night and day difference. And you can see it on the track with the way they drive and the way they're going around, and a lot more, and you hear the drivers talk about it. So to me, that the surprise is the 305, and it has trickled down to guys who are like really, really good in 360s and 410s. They jumped in the third. Matter of fact, Patrick Spangler mentioned this the other week. Why he hadn't run too much in the 305s, because he's having a problem figuring them out now, because they're totally different.
Yeah, no more hammer down. That, you know, when you slide through that slick, you really feel it in the 305s. Like, you know, as you said, I mean, it's almost comparable to the way the 360 used to be. You know, it's definitely not as brutal through the slick, but I mean, it's there. I'm hearing we're getting a competition caution with 5 to go. I wasn't aware of that.
The yellow flag is out.
Yeah, right. Ross does not want that.
No, he don't. But here's the flip side of that. With the caution, he being the leader, should be single file. That's definitely going to benefit him.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you know, that's kind of one of those things. If I'm Andy in second place, I almost like a single file restart more than a double file. I have a single monitor, so it's really hard for me to tell when that leader fires. So I much prefer to be right up on that tail tank and go when he does and try to make him nervous.
Yeah. And again, like you just said there, that's the flip side of being the second to it. Sometimes you might be able to tell when he goes and keep up. That's the chest smack back and forth. But if you are the leader, this is probably the best scenario you can hope for. Single file, you've got to control the field, and you just take off and go. We'll see if Patton's got anything for him.
Yeah, you know, this is going to make it exciting, you know, give us 5 laps here. And, you know, we really appreciate the league putting this stuff on. And it wouldn't be possible without people like DWR Automotive, the Turnbull family, donating all this money. Like, everybody listening, you know, we're racing for a couple $100. Now, the majority of us will give it back. We love raising money and racing hard for charity. But, you know, that takes a sweet person to come out and do that. And we love racing hard for those guys.
Absolutely. So go Carenta out front. King Foundation Pace Truck, Patton, Barker, Good, Elmo. All right there, top 5.
Getting all the guys back on the lead lap here, I think. Andy's really got to stick with him on this restart.
Green, green, green.
Yeah, it seemed like Ross was able to get away from Andy. You know, story of the race so far, but we might have a battle for third here heating up. Yeah, they're racing back here for third.
Yeah, oh yeah, they are big time, man. You got Stacy there and the good.
Yeah, they ended up getting caught up with each other. Helped Barker walk away. We're coming down with 2 to go. Race is pretty much decided, I'd say, here, barring a caution. Ross has been fast all day, and they don't call him for the boss for no reason.
White flag. Renta here with him. A big battle, like you said, right there, 4th and 5th. Is it Elmore or Elmo?
I think it's Elmore.
Elmore, okay. I said Elmo. Sorry, Stacey. My bad. It's not Tickle Me Elmo, but we're good. Carenta, Patton, man, gonna come home and second. Barker there in third. What a good finish, man, to this race. Again, man, that's it. These are all the veterans, first responders out here. That's a tough job. We appreciate each and every one of them for what they do. I never served, but I definitely fascinated with the military, fascinated with what they do. Definitely need first responders, people who EMT, paramedics, firefighters, police. I support them all. Even in this time of day when there's a lot of political stuff going on, I still support those people because what kind of world would we live in if we did not have those people there to think about it for a moment. Get a few words up here with these guys, and then we got next.
We got the volunteers race next, Joe, but you're exactly right. Without these guys in this race, you and I don't get to sit in here and BS with each other, and have fun these nights. So hats off to those guys and, taking the sacrifice so me and you don't have to.
You want to get a word with Barker?
Oh, heck yeah. I love Jeff.
All right. Let's bring him up here.
Hey, Jeff, this is Zach in the booth. You got a copy?
Hi, Zach.
Hey, man, you look pretty good there tonight. I think Ross was kind of in his own league, but I thought maybe there for a little bit. Did you think you had anything for Andy there for second?
I never got a chance to try, so probably not.
Right on. Yeah, no, I wasn't sure, if you thought maybe, you were going to try to throw it in there hard and be aggressive there on that restart with 5 to go. But
I probably could have tried it. I didn't want to mess anything up, so I didn't. I'm not a big slide job guy. You know that.
Hey, man, that's what I was just about to say. I know you. Well, first off, you're one of the most respectful drivers in this league. And then in an event like this, when you're basically, out there racing with your brothers, I know you got a little different attitude out there. But you give us a good, hard race, Jeff. You got anybody you'd like to thank on your podium?
I got to thank Bob DeGood, our 4th place finisher, for all the work he did on the setup, because I didn't get to work on it today. I was helping another iRacer with something, and he finished up the setups for us, and they obviously worked. So thanks, Bob. Thanks, Malcolm's Mills Mill Writing, and thanks C2C and Joe White and Zach Chapman and all them broadcasting people.
Well, congratulations, Jeff, and dude, you guys are the real heroes. We appreciate everything you do for us, and I'm glad we can do this for you.
It's my honor.
Yo, that's old Jeff Barker right there. We'll bring up Andy up here. Andy, Joe in the booth, got a copy?
Hey, Joe, how you doing, buddy?
Pretty good. Well, I'll tell you what, you're on there in second place. Well, maybe anything you could have done to run down old Carenta?
Oh, no, I had the wrong gear. I should have stayed with what I was running in qualifying or in the warm-ups there, and I didn't do it. He blew me away on the start, and then I had nothing for him from that point on.
Hey, still came home in second. Does it give you maybe a little idea what you're looking for in the big race?
No, not at all. It's going to be totally different. Who the hell knows what it'll be tomorrow night, Track's been so different, so who knows?
There you go. Well, I'll tell you what, you're definitely bad, fast either way. You got anybody you want to thank for a good finish?
Yeah, sure. I got a couple. I want to thank Inferno Motorsports, which is my team, and my teammates Stacy and Thomas for hanging out with me. M9 Setup Shop for the sets that are making night and day difference in speed, man. Obviously, you and Roger and C2C for putting this thing on. This is a class act show. Every year it's excellent. You know, it's fun to come and race. This year is even more so with the update and everything and the change in track conditions, and you never know what you're going to get. So, other than that, I appreciate you guys putting this on.
Absolutely. Good show, man. Good finish out there. You guys, man, are doing an outstanding job. Again, congratulations on that run.
Thanks, brother.
Let's bring the winner up here, Ross Carenta. Ross, man, you had him covered tonight. How you feeling?
Pretty good. Car felt good. Wish I could have raced my qualifying night last night. Try to get a little better spot in the feature, but at least I made the show.
No doubt about it. I mean, how different do you think this track's going to be from tonight to tomorrow?
Well, I think obviously this track state it's not near as slick as what it's going to be tomorrow night. Hopefully they let us run down the track a little bit so it does get a little slick. Once you slick that off, it seems like the racing's a lot better. There's a lot more lines you can run. So hopefully it all works out and track is racy tomorrow and I can try to pick my way through to the front.
Hey, no doubt. You're definitely bad fast. Now, I got to ask, though, do you think maybe you learned something here that maybe can transfer over for you?
I don't know. I mean, like I said, it's the track state is going to be a lot different tomorrow night. I think the curb's going to be a little bigger, so it's going to be a little more treacherous on that wall. But if obviously that's going to be the fast way around, if you can run that top pretty good, I think that's going to be what's going to get the victory. Obviously, and then you got to be able to conserve your tires a little bit. But I don't know. I mean, anytime you can get laps in and practice, it helps. So I guess I'll just take it as it is.
Hey, definitely, man. You get any better out there, they better watch out, man. Bad fast in that machine. You got anybody you want to thank for a good finish, though?
Yeah, I'd like to thank the Phantom Motorsports guys, Bandybuilt guys, M9 Performance for the setup, sponsors Weichel Sportswear, Power Outdoors, Velocity Race Design. Sure, I'm forgetting a couple, but and then you guys for putting on the show so people can watch, and obviously Roger for putting on this event. It's a good deal.
Yep, absolutely. There you go, Ross Carenta, man, bringing it home here tonight. The first responders, veterans there. Well, folks, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. We got some more action here tonight for the Mike Westbrook Knoxville Nationals here charity event this week. Been a good one so far. We'll be right back here in a few.
Roger Craig here. On behalf of the Coast2Coast Racing League, the Steve King Foundation, and the Westbrook family, I just want to thank everybody, all the drivers, the ladies, the kids that made this event a total success. A huge shout out to DWR Automotive, the Westbrook family, and the Turnbull family for their generous donations, along with teams and businesses that have contributed either money or door prizes just to make it a spectacular event. Can't thank everybody enough. Want to thank the admins, everybody behind the scenes making this event happen. In particular, want to thank the Steve King Foundation for converting all the money that we donate into helping drivers and their families in times of need. Just want to thank all the sponsors. You'll see them coming up in a second. Great job, everybody. A huge thank you.
Good afternoon, drivers and race fans. Hey, I'd like to take a moment on behalf of the Steve King Foundation to thank all the drivers for participating and all of our great sponsors for participating in the Mike Westbrook Memorial Knoxville Nationals. Also want to thank EWR Automotive, the Westbrook and Turnbull families, as well as Coast2Coast Racing League for all their support in hosting the event. It was a great event for the Steve King Foundation, and we appreciate the support. Thank you.
Are you listening? Are you missing me like I'm missing you? This just can't be true. Did you have to leave so soon?
When Steve died, the outpouring of love across the country was amazing. We realized we were in a position that no racing family wants to be in. The good that was coming out of that was that these dollars had come together to support us, and we realized no, we didn't want to use them for us. We wanted to use them to help others.
The foundation is important to me. It keeps Steve present in what we all do and what we all love, and that's racing.
My favorite memory of Steve was just how nice of a guy he was and how genuine he was.
I'm just sure that Steve would be very honored and thankful for the foundation and how it's honoring his name and all the good that the foundation does.
You go to a racetrack on Saturday, nobody expects to come out of there hurt. Unfortunately, sometimes it does happen. And thankfully, we got people like the King family and everybody that's involved with the Steve King Foundation to help these families.
I was diagnosed with breast cancer, and the Stephen King Foundation reached out to me and told me that they had a check. I was absolutely floored. I just thought that they did this for drivers or crew members that got injured. You know, racing, they always say racing's like a big family.
I was involved in a pretty gnarly sprint car crash. Found out my brain was swelling and bleeding. Pelvic bone was broken. I had 2 cracked vertebrae on my back, and I was in the ICU a little over a week. The Steve King Foundation reached out to my parents. We received a donation from them. Immediately, they started me on what's called neurofeedback, and insurance did not cover the neurofeedback appointments. So we received another donation from the Steve King Foundation. It really helped a lot, and I just want to say thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart to the Steve King Foundation for everything that they have done for me. This last Sunday, I got to turn laps in my modified here. That was my first laps back in a race car since the accident, and I truly believe that if it wasn't for the Steve King Foundation, I wouldn't be able to do that or be where I'm at today.
I was injured in a non-wing sprint car accident that broke my neck and left me with a spinal cord injury. I was in the hospital 8 months, and that got really, really expensive, so having that extra help to help push me and my family forward was a big deal. I mean, it's kind of inspired me to start my own foundation within racing.
There was such a caring family, and they wanted to help others, and being able to just be associated with them, to carry on his name, to help other racers and their families to survive in the sport that we love so much has just been a real honor for me.
The thing that gets lost in translation is, yes, Steve's death is the reason the foundation exists, but it's Steve's life, and it's the lives of racers everywhere is the reason we're able to do the work we do.
right, folks, we're back here again, and tonight, the Mike Westbrook Knoxville Nationals charity event week here. We're still kicking this thing off. Go check out C2CRL.com. That'll get you up to date for everything that you need to know here at the Coast to Coast Racing League. Well, we just saw our first responders and veterans in the last race. Awesome one there. Ross Carrenta pulling off. These are the volunteers, though, and these are the guys that, like Zach was saying, that actually behind the scenes make the hands on the clock go around, so to speak. You know, the guys that admin different series or race control or, you know, might help out here and there. But a lot of these guys here, and they're trying to qualify in. So, Zach, that's kind of what we're seeing. A bit bigger field here. Who all is probably going to make this and who might not make it?
Well, like I was saying, a pretty big list. It's hard to follow them all, but there are some people who are just in here for, you know, practice. They're already locked in the show. You'll see them again tonight in the pole scramble event. But, I mean, you're going to see a lot of guys duking it out. You know, some people miss their qualifying nights. So, you know, this is their way in, or they've got to start in, like, the E main tomorrow in the alphabet soup. So nobody wants to go through that. So you're going to see guys running hard, and only one spot on the line here, P26. So
got to ask, on the Knoxville National format, and I know we don't really do that a lot here at Coast to Coast. I have broadcasted some series that actually do it. Does that, since you mentioned E-Main, is it a format of, let's say, 4 drivers that win the E-Main go straight to the feature, or is it you win the E-Main and you go to the D-Main and then you just keep going up the ladder that way? Because I know there's 2 ways, people might be new to dirt, that you actually can do the consolations.
Yep, yeah, that's the way it's going to be. You got to climb your way up the mountain. You know, you got to go from the E to the D to the C to the B, and hopefully claw your way up in the top 4 to make yourself to that A. But that's a tough climb, and you know, I'm not a huge sprint car statistician. I know there are a couple people who have done it in real life, but boy, it's a hard thing to do.
Oh yeah, it's an uphill battle. You, like you just said, you don't want to get yourself in that position. As I watch you qualifying right now, like Chapman's up front, he's the one that's locked in. So we'll concentrate a few on the drivers that might not be. Next question comes up is like what you said. It's a free practice for a lot of these guys, but how much do they push it? Because you mentioned in the last race, this track's going to be a lot different. Even last night when we were talking, you see a little bit of the slick starting to form down there on the bottom. But even last night, there was a huge slick, and then the feature came around, and guess what? What was it? I think it was Terry and Jack up here. And I saw it, and I said, guys, that track has changed. I said, there's no slick there anymore. And they went, maybe the little water truck came out during the thing and wiped the track.
Yeah, I think sometimes iRacing does some weird stuff with the lighting, too. You know, it doesn't exactly progress the sun the way it does in real life. It'll quick change after a session. Bringing out that shade can make it a little more damp. But, yeah, I mean, last night, I would say when we qualified both sessions, I mean, either Monday night and last night, the track was beat up worse than it is right now. Not a lot of guys put out a bunch of practice laps. So I mean, you're going to see. I mean, I'm watching Kevin Frey qualify right now. He's running the bottom. You're going to see guys be able to make both work right now, and normally that wouldn't happen. Normally you'd see a little train racing going up top, but I think we're going to have some good hard battle in here.
Well, he got that thing up to second qualifying here so far, so he's looking pretty strong right now. Got to give a shout out all the family members out there, Steve King Foundation, for what they do. I definitely got to give a shout out to the Mike Westbrook family. Hope y'all out there watching. We're live tonight on Coast to Coast Racing League, or Coast to Coast Racing Network on YouTube, OSR Network on Facebook. Now hit those likes and shares, folks. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Got a big show coming up tomorrow. Right here, like I said, is all the volunteers that actually help out throughout the Coast to Coast League in the back. I'm not going to say every one of these are probably not volunteers. I mean, are they?
I mean, yeah, like, for instance, we'll say Blake. He helps on, the review committee. Kevin Frey, he also review committee.
Okay, cool. Nice.
Yep. I mean, you guys, you have guys reviewing the replays to put the penalties down, or you got guys typing up the sheets. So, yeah, they're all helping in some way or shape.
Nice. Well, and you know what? I might be old, but I always say you learn something new every day, and that's cool because I see most of these guys week in and week out. Like I say, with the Hometown Heroes we do here on Wednesdays, And a lot of time on the top side Tuesday on Tuesdays, I see them just racing. Not 100% sure on what they do in the background. I know Roger Craig, he does a lot. Obviously one of the main guys here, puts on, a lot of stuff for the Coast to Coast Racing League. And we definitely appreciate it back there. And when he's not out fishing and catching bass, he's up here, man, trying to get this league, man, all round up.
And, speaking of that, the dude volunteers countless hours, and I just watched him do the most selfless thing. I thought he was going to run this because, as he rightfully should, he put so much time into this. He disqualified himself. He's just going to sit back and watch everybody have fun in his own show tonight. So, everybody's got their problems every now and then with people, but Roger, class act guy, and we wouldn't be having all this fun without him.
And I like it too, man. The other week, glad that his foot's starting to feel better too, and he's back out here and been able to race us. We're getting set to go racing. Now, the first guy I'm looking at here, if maybe Colin Johnson in that top 6 that might not be qualified.
I'm seeing the Gary Taylor in third place.
I was not sure about that one, but I was going to ask you on that one. So
yeah,
Gary Taylor is going to be the top guy right now. Obviously, Chapman, Fry, Templeton, they're in. Taylor is probably the top on there along with Johnson.
And Patton's got to race his way in too, I believe.
About Lawson. Lawson there?
Yep, he's got to race in as well.
Okay, so we do got a couple guys. Keep an eye on them here. So those top 3, 4 could probably just get out there, do their own race, test, see what they got going on maybe for tomorrow. I maybe tweak and tune a little bit on the setups here as we're getting set to go green. Guys behind them are really going to be racing hard. Steve King Foundation truck in. We're getting set to go green flag. These are your volunteers out here, folks, here tonight. Big field. 19 of the, well, going to be about 17 of these machines. Green flag. Chapman will bring them into 1. Watch old Taylor right here, though. Going to be a top guy right there in 4. Side by side. Body smooth so far.
Yeah, like I say, still got a good bit of tack on it. So, these guys are pretty hammered down, and cars shouldn't be acting up too much unless they slide through the slick right now.
Colin Johnson, somebody said last night he's more of a little lockup too back here. Bixler. Oh, we got a call around us. Bill Calder, he just got disintegrated. That thing came to pieces. Go back here on a replay. I'm going to still say Malcolm Mills replay. Calder. Wrong place, wrong time. Yeah. Oh, and he just couldn't get stopped, and then wheel flies off. So that's pretty much going to be a done deal. That machine. Hard lick.
Yeah, Bixler came up the track a little bit and got into Barker, and they locked up, and then poor Calder, he had nowhere to go.
What I was about to say is old Colin Johnson out there. So it's the last night. We see him a lot on the Hometown Heroes here in the top side with the asphalt side of things, and it's a night and day world. Go from asphalt, go from dirt, vice versa, from dirt to asphalt. Johnson is be like me, learning real quick that different. Yeah, Zach, you don't want me out here on this dirt.
Says a lot about the guy, though. He's willing to. This isn't his forte for sure. He whips my butt almost weekly in the asphalt series, so I know where he's good. But he's willing to come out here and have a good time with all his friends in the league.
Oh yeah, always good to see that. What's up, Joseph? How you doing? That says go. Let's go, Captain number 34. Hey, Gary Taylor. I'm showing it 34. Maybe not.
Yeah, he's probably rooting for his salty dog brother, I think.
Said, let's go, Captain. Does the captain mean anything? I guess.
Yeah, I think he's the team leader of the Salty Dogs, I believe.
Okay.
Gary is.
Oh, that'd be Roger.
No, dude, Roger's got enough on his plate, I think.
All right, well, Roger, I would have said he's the oldest one, but I think that goes to Bowie. Jim Bowie.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. I'm not sure.
Yeah, well, Jim is 80, and Roger is, 73, 4, somewhere in that area, working on it. Green flag.
Great jump for Blake. Great jump for Blake.
Well, watching Gary here, he's trying to get in the show here. He's got Templeton behind him. So he's in between two guys that are pretty much already in the show. You got Patton back there with him. Jack hit. Now, is Jack in it? I think Jack would be in it, wouldn't he?
Oh, no. I'm sorry. I was pulling up the list. Couldn't see
That's
it.
fine. Right now, I mean, you see old Taylor, he's trying to hang strong. He's got Templeton. How much does Templeton push the issue here? Yes, seems like he's a little bit faster, but he doesn't want to ruin the chance here. But here comes Patton and Hit. They're coming through. Looks like Templeton's just going to be like, you know what, guys, I know y'all racing to try to get in the show. I don't want to mess y'all up. It's almost like a lap card, not messing up the leaders. Good sportsmanship there by old Templeton. And you got right in front of them Kevin Fry, who is blinking a little bit. Watch out for that.
Oh, Hit. Got him.
Slide job by Hit. Oh, no, Gary is retired captain in the fire department. Oh, okay. Nice. All right. Good deal. Appreciate that. Oh, and right there's what we was talking about. The blinking of Kevin Fry calls that one. And that's just a product of, wow, as he yells out. Let's go back and watch it one more time. Unfortunately, he's going to take Patton and going to take Gary Taylor with him. But if Fry was blinking, and then we've seen this a lot, and it is online, folks, things happening. Right there, you see Fry, he all of a sudden just kind of blinks out. Got in the wall a little bit there. Yeah, and then he got down and blinked, and they got together, and then Fry couldn't get unhooked, and it's one of those physics deals. Unfortunate. I don't really know what could have been done at that point. Of a lot of times when we see something like that, especially on the asphalt side, because if you're in a plate track, really can be detrimental because you're right there on the back bumper of someone. As if race control would have said, hey, look, you're blinking, maybe keep an eye on it. But just unfortunate. I mean, I talk about it a lot here, Zach. Some things out of your control. Mother Nature, internet, computer problems, etc. We are on a virtual world, so a lot of things can happen.
Yeah, it's a tough deal. I mean, Kevin Fry, first off, anybody in this race, decent person, they're doing this for free. They're putting their time in, so we can all have a smooth running league. And I know he wouldn't do anything like that on purpose. Yeah, for sure. You have to. But I feel like if Kevin was super aware of him blinking under green, he probably would have pulled off. But sometimes when you're racing, it's a lot easier to notice when you're asphalt and you're going straight all the time. You can see the blinking in your mirror. But when you're throwing dirt and you're whipping it sideways, maybe he didn't notice what was going on.
Yeah. And that's and again, that like what you said, sometimes it's getting noticed, fast paced. It happens. I've seen it, multiple times. Nothing that can, I won't say nothing that couldn't be done, but there's nothing that you can do when it does happen, other than pull off to the side. But the fast-paced racing, just unfortunate on Gary Taylor's part. Just wrong place, wrong time. That's probably going to do him in for trying to make the show. Don't ever like trying to count somebody out, but definitely got an uphill battle. Let's say that.
Yeah, no, he does, and I feel bad for those two, but I just noticed he snuck up in the picture
out of
there.
It though, good.
Yeah, look at that teammate of mine I told you to watch out for in intermission. Speed's up there in fourth place.
Fast.
Here he comes.
He's really good, man. Remember I mentioned Chapman too. Chapman, I see him week in, week out rumble these sprint cars on the hometown heroes. Definitely a fast dude, but Jack hit. So how much does Speeds push it here, knowing that Hit's right there in front of him? Definitely don't want to get into him. I know he's up here trying to see how fast this thing will go. You got Lawson there with him. Mike Cranmer's another one. Keep an eye on. Excellent pits. Yeah, Mike Cranmer right there, sitting in the fourth place spot. So he's probably another one looking to try to get into the show.
That's Preston actually in the fourth place spot. That's his son there.
For some reason, mine puts them in the same car.
Yeah, no. I mean, Mike's running the father-son race with him before, so you've probably done that and caught your eye on that.
Oh,
Well, we got a flipper. Jeff
like
Kemper.
Jeffrey Kemper. Fortunately, he's back here in his madhouse.
Yeah, they were three wide going down the back stretch.
Tagged and
I don't know if Jeff knew that or not. Wasn't really much of a place for Barker to go, I don't think. Or maybe he got loose and came down, but fighting for the same real estate.
really solid racing so far here tonight. Fire department. Awesome. Oh,
yeah,
Blake
once
Chapman.
again, DWR Automotive, the Turnbull families, thanks for letting us race for, having a nice purse. And I mean, the most of us, we're going to donate it right back there to the Steve King Foundation. And it's going to a good cause, and we all appreciate it. Think Blake's going to hold him off here, Joe?
I think Blake will. Blake's fast.
Oh yeah, I mean, then we'll get to hear about some popcorn. Always love that. Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you what, I talk about it almost every time Blake's in front. I don't know what you people at Galen's give Blake, but I mean, that kid earns it. He's up front on the broadcast all the time. I see Galen's in almost every podium picture of the sprint cars we have every week. So you get your representation out of that man.
Oh, yeah. On the popcorn man. Let's see, going back here, green. Race truck's in. Chapman and company up front. Green flag.
Green flag.
All right, Speed's got a good start there. It's able to get back up under him. Jack don't want him. Here comes Cranmer. Oh, and then they crammed at the wall. Oh, and it took hit with him. Cranmer's with him. Caution's out. We got a big pile up on the front stretch. We got some hurt cars. Oh,
yeah,
wow.
That's a tough one. I'm sure Preston, already being in the show, he don't want to do that. He's going to be in the pole scramble later, but that's a tough one for Jack Hitt because he was definitely, him and Steven Sweets were racing hard for that transfer.
Go back and watch it one more time. Bees were there. You see Jack go for the slide job up underneath. And Jack just got up the track just a little, caught the tire from there. Pile up.
Yeah, they did, actually. Yeah, now that you say that, yeah, Jack kind of bit back right as Preston went down left. Another case going for the same real estate, but yeah, Jack bit up pretty hard.
And a lot of times when you see that car man instantly go right, that means probably, on dirt, we always talk about sliding, but they can grab, and when they, grab, you got to look, you're already turning right to go left. And if that thing grabs and catches traction, it'll instantly shoot it up right just a little bit on you.
Yeah, and another case of that can be sometimes too, if he got in there and was getting a little bit sideways. Sometimes if you come too much out of the throttle and you let the weight shift too much in these, it'll tighten up, and I mean, you just can't get back into it. You got to hammer down to try to turn, and then by that time, you're already pointed up towards the wall, so that's a tough deal.
Absolutely. Okay. Chapman Speeds up front for this one.
Yeah, this is I think you've said this on the front row before, Joe. These guys are they know what they're doing in the sprint car.
Absolutely.
Let's see if Steven can try to keep him a little closer on the start. Didn't look like it worked. Blake has been getting great restarts here.
Out front, Blake gets that good jump. Speed's right there with him. Good though, man. Right here in third, Terry Landis hanging on to the fourth place. He's in the pink machine. Up top on that cushion, Kevin Fry's trying to see if he can't fight back. Oh, gets a little bit tagged by Gary Taylor. Taylor, hey, I said he wasn't out of it. Right there might have done it for him, though, but he was up there.
Tell you, Bob is coming here on Steven Spees. He's hooking up, and the guy behind him, Catfish Terry Landis, he is locked in the show, but I'll tell you what, he wants a podium.
Yeah, he does. So far, looking good. It's all Chapman out front. Spees to good. And, folks, these are the 360 wing sprints. That's what they do with the Knoxville Nationals. If you're not familiar with Knoxville, Knoxville Speedway, it pretty much, I'm going to say, the home of wing sprint cars. What's the home of the actual Hall of Fame in the museum, anyways.
Yeah, definitely on my bucket list to make my way out here. I wish it could be this year. A lot of the league members are getting together and having a Knoxville Nationals meetup. So that's definitely something, if you're in the league and you're watching, hit up Roger. That'd be great to go meet up with everybody.
And then it said Chapman. Caution's on. No?
I'm looking here. Not seeing anything.
Oh, get a beer can on the track. I mean, if they're throwing it, here's my take on it, and again, I'm speculation. If they're pulling a caution to slow Chapman down, good luck.
Yeah, no kidding, man. If it was that easy, I admin in here, and there were some times where I'd love to click that caution button on my wheel, but it wouldn't do me anything but add to the embarrassment.
I had to say that. I mean, because Chapman is just, once he gets out front, he's gone. Speed's there, but you got the good. He's hanging on right there in the third place spot. Landis up there, Patton's back into it, so. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and we heard in that Jeff Barker's interview, he thanked Bob DeGood. So, I mean, Bob DeGood's setup put him on the podium. So, Bob's in the same thing, if not caution. Something a little
That's
better.
That's what we got.
Okay, so maybe that was the setup tonight. They threw one with 5 to go in the veteran race, so they're going to keep it consistent and throw one with 5 to go here. Yeah, we'll have a single file restart.
Do they do that in the Knoxville thing? Because I don't think that's a thing.
No, but this isn't
asphalt. They do that a lot for some.
They wouldn't even start more than 24 in the real Knoxville Nationals, but like I say, they just like to jive up the show a little bit.
Hey, like I said, Chapman says, "Hey, no problem, I'm gone." He gets a jump out of the front. He's right there with him. Now the good though, sitting in third, trying to make this show.
Yeah, DeGood, he's trying to run the middle, which I think maybe going to benefit him this first lap because he's not necessarily wound up yet. And then as soon as I say that, he hits the slick a little bit and loses it. But he's got to try to find a way around Steven. This is his way in the show.
Absolutely. Got Landis right here, right there in the fourth place spot. Patton's hanging on. Here comes Landis looking on the inside. You know what he can do? You got 4 cars under a blanket. You got hit right there with him. He got tangled up earlier on, but was able to fire back. He's looking to see what he can do. He had to almost get on the binders there, but luckily went to the inside. He might get a 2-for-1.
I can't believe this driver's seen out a jack hit. And, I can't blame him for driving aggressive. He came out of nowhere. I mean, he was just wrecked a couple laps ago.
Yes, he does. Landis up around the wall on the inside. Looks like you can kind of use that inside groove, but here comes the good. Oh, man, they sent it in there in the backside. Jack hit and Landis. White flag one more time. Chapman's got it covered. Biggest battles happening here for second with Spees and the good. What the Spees got for him. He come out of 3 and 4. He got a little bit wiggly right there, but he's going to hang on to it. Old Bob the good going to hang on to third. Blake Chapman's going to put it in victory lane. Steven Spees going to come home in second. Good run here for this one, the Volunteers.
Yeah, hell of a race from these guys. They put on a good show. It's real racy. I mean, other than, of course, the popcorn man. He dominated like he normally does, but good racing throughout the field.
Gotta love it. Guys bring good word with him.
One of these days, we're going to have to make Blake drive with an onboard camera. That way we can see his tricks, see what he does.
Yeah. We'll bring up old Steven Speeds. Let's get a word with him.
Hey, Steven, this is Zach in the booth. You got a copy?
I do.
Congratulations, man. I don't know how aware you were of it, but, Blake, he's the top points guy, so this locked you in for P26. Did you think you had anything for him? I mean, he looked pretty quick.
No, he was just driving away. I think the setup that Connor put together for us was maybe for a bit more of the slick, so I was kind of on the chip up there running around the top, so I think that was off on the gear, so he was just gone. But that's okay. I wasn't really racing him anyway, like you said. Since I didn't sign up and do the whole run, this is my ticket in, so I'm happy with where I'm at.
Well, hey, man, congratulations. You looked pretty good out there. You had to work your way up. You didn't exactly start up front, so, I mean, you had to earn this one. But got anybody you want to thank?
I got to thank Connor Ross and for putting these sets together for the team this week, and appreciate you guys doing some tweaking and getting it all ready for me to run good in this tonight.
Hey, man, we love having you on the team, and congratulations, Steven.
Thank you, Zach.
Steven Speed doing what he needs to do. Let's bring this man up here, Bob, to good. Bob, join the booth. Got a copy?
Hey, I got you.
Well, you was able, and you had that thing rolling, able to hang on the third. How was it feeling?
Well, the car was feeling good. I thought I might have something for Mr. Spees, but not quite. And I was getting a little pressure from behind there from Mr. Landis.
No doubt. Still able to hold them off? Did you kind of learn anything maybe for tomorrow?
Well, I think the learning was probably the preparation leading up to this race. So we ought to be in good shape.
Yo, you look good tonight. Came home third. You got anybody you want to thank?
Oh, yeah. I want to thank the Malcolm Mills Mill Riding. I want to thank Bosco, Jeff Barker's cat, and Victory Fuel Flavored Water.
Yo, Bob the Good, bringing her home here at the third place spot. This guy had him covered. Blake, Joy in the booth. You got a copy?
Yep, I got you, Joe.
Well, he's out front, man. Just out there for a ride. But how was the car feeling tonight on that track?
Yeah, the car was feeling good. Last night we had the bottom set in. Tonight I was kind of trying some stuff to run cushion, and it felt pretty good up there. So I'm just trying to work with some different sets. Especially tonight, I was using some sets that I might run in that pole shuffle, and felt really, really fast.
I know last night you mentioned something about the low line tweaking the setup and all. Did you work on a little bit of that, or do you feel like that's still going to be a valuable setup for the?
Yeah, I'm just going to play it by ear. I kind of got a top setup right now and a bottom setup, and whatever I think is going to be the fast line in the big final, that's what I'm going to go with. So both feel really, really comfortable right now. And like I said, I'll just have to wait and see what the track looks like.
Either one. If you're down there catfishing or wall slapping, it don't matter, man. You know how to get around the track. Got anybody you want to thank for the win tonight?
Yeah, first I got to thank this league, Coast to Coast, for putting this race on, and all the guys that were running in it for volunteering their time to make this league run smoothly. And I got to thank my parents and grandparents for watching and supporting all the boys now, the Kite Sim racing team and the Can-Am racing team. And I got to give a shout out to Galen's Gourmet Popcorn. You can head over to their website and use code CART, C-A-R-T, at checkout for 15% off some of their delicious popcorn. And I got to thank you guys for putting this broadcast on.
Yo, Blake Chapman, put in victory lane, ready for tomorrow night. Folks, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. We got some more racing coming here tonight for the Mike Westbrook Knoxville National Memorial Race here. We'll be right back here in a few.
Roger Craig here. On behalf of the Coast2Coast Racing League, the Steve King Foundation, and the Westbrook family, I just want to thank everybody, all the drivers, the ladies, the kids that made this event a total success. A huge shout out to DWR Automotive, the Westbrook family, and the Turnbull family for their generous donations, along with teams and businesses that have contributed either money or door prizes just to make it a spectacular event. Can't thank everybody enough. I want to thank the admins everybody behind the scenes making this event happen. In particular, I want to thank the Steve King Foundation for converting all the money that we donate into helping drivers and their families in times of need. Just want to thank all the sponsors. You'll see them coming up in a second. Great job, everybody. A huge thank you.
Good afternoon, drivers and race fans. Hey, I'd like to take a moment on behalf of the Steve King Foundation to thank all the drivers for participating and all of our great sponsors for participating in the Mike Westbrook Memorial Knoxville Nationals. Also want to thank EWR Automotive, the Westbrook and Turnbull families, as well as Coast2Coast Racing League for all their support in hosting the event. It was a great event for the Steve King Foundation, and we appreciate the support. Thank you.
Are you listening? Are you missing me like I'm missing you? It just can't be true. Did you have to leave so soon?
When Steve died, the outpouring of love across the country was amazing. We realized we were in a position that no racing family wants to be in. The good that was coming out of that was that these dollars had come together to support us, and we realized no, we didn't want to use them for us. We wanted to use them to help others.
The foundation is important to me. It keeps Steve present in what we all do and what we all love, and that's racing.
My favorite memory of Steve was just how nice of a guy he was and how genuine he was.
I'm just sure that Steve would be very honored and thankful for the foundation and how it's honoring his name and all the good that the foundation does.
You go to a racetrack on Saturday, nobody expects to come out of there hurt. Unfortunately, sometimes it does happen. And thankfully, we got people like the King family and everybody that's involved with the Steve King Foundation to help these families.
I was diagnosed with breast cancer, and the Stephen King Foundation reached out to me and told me that they had a check. I was absolutely floored. I just thought that they did this for drivers or crew members that got injured. You know, racing, they always say racing's like a big family.
I was involved in a pretty gnarly sprint car crash. Found out my brain was swelling and bleeding pelvic bone was broken. I had 2 cracked vertebrae on my back, and I was in the ICU a little over a week. The Steve King Foundation reached out to my parents. We received a donation from them. Immediately, they started me on what's called neurofeedback, and insurance did not cover the neurofeedback appointments. So we received another donation from the Steve King Foundation. It really helped a lot, and I just want to say thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart to the Steve King Foundation for everything that they have done for me. This last Sunday, I got to turn laps in my modified here. That was my first laps back in a race car since the accident, and I truly believe that if it wasn't for the Steve King Foundation, I wouldn't be able to do that or be where I'm at today.
I was injured in a non-wing sprint car accident that broke my neck and left me with a spinal cord injury. I was in the hospital 8 months, and that got really, really expensive, so having that extra help to help push me and my family forward was a big deal. I mean, it's kind of inspired me to start my own foundation within racing.
There was such a caring family, and they wanted to help others, and being able to just be associated with them, to carry on his name, to help other racers and their families to survive in the sport that we love so much has just been a real honor for me.
The thing that gets lost in translation is, yes, Steve's death is the reason the foundation exists, but it's Steve's life, and it's the lives of racers everywhere is the reason we're able to do the work we do.
All right, folks, here we go. We got our next race here. This here is the qualifiers. And I'm going to let Zach explain it because, like I say, I'm not new to the Knoxville Nationals, but I don't know the entire setup and format. So, go ahead, Zach. Let's have a little bit of info on that.
All right, so basically, Knoxville, they do their own dash format, kind of. What we're going to do is we got the 10 top guys in points, okay? So we're going to take the bottom 4. They're going to go out, they're going to race 4 laps. The top 2 from that will move on and race the next 2 in order until we run out of guys, and that's going to determine the field. So if you come in last in this first race, you're going to start the Knoxville feature in 10th. You come in 3rd, you're going to be 9th. And we'll have to figure out the rest in the other races as we progress. But it's a cool format. It's pretty exciting. In real life, it adds another element. The first guys going out, they got to have enough gas in the sprint car, or they can run out of gas. So it's a little bit of a setup disadvantage, but, they didn't earn the points the night before. So at the same time, that's the way it goes. But, I'm excited, and it's going to be nice. And, I think I saw you have it up on the broadcast there. Man, how does that pace truck look? That thing looks beautiful.
Well, that's the, if folks don't know the backstory, and I'm not 100%, I'm like 98, 97. Mike Westbrook, unfortunately, tragically passing away, had a blue Chevrolet truck in real life. And you see the pictures there on the video that we've been showing. And from my understanding, I know me and Zach was talking, and maybe Roger can let me know for sure that the Dylan Westbrook now owns the truck. Well, he did the pace truck. You just saw it out there, which is in a memory of Mike Westbrook's real truck. So basically, during the pace laps, normally we have the iRacing pace truck, but Corey, who's up here in the booth with me on Hometown Heroes, is going to be out there driving the Mike Westbrook pace truck. And it's a replica of the real life blue truck. I did, Roger. Roger turns like, gets good pictures of that truck, and we did. I think back out there it is. There's a good picture again. But it's a replica of the real life truck, and I did really good. Got to give a shout out. I'm pretty sure Corey's the one who put all the sponsors and all there and got it painted. Yeah, Zach. So in real life, he actually owned a blue Chevy truck. Like I said, you saw the pictures there in the video. So that's going to be our pace truck. Kind of cool, man, how that's going to be. And, yeah, gotta love it. You see what all the sponsors and all. Now, in real life, he doesn't have all the sponsors and all on there like that. It's just up here, blue truck. But, I mean, I've seen the picture of it. Nice looking truck. I'll admit, I'm not a Chevy guy, but nice, tough looking truck he had there. I mean, looked like he kept well care of it. You know, us guys, at heart, we love our toys. They just get bigger as we get older. We start off with Matchbox and Hot Wheels, and then
he who dies with the most toys wins, Joe. He who dies with the most toys wins. No man ever grows up. We're all still kids at heart, man.
Absolutely, absolutely. So that's kind of the story behind why you're going to see a different pace truck out here tonight. I mean, the whole event here is for the Mike Westbrook, and and what Steve King Foundation does for people, family members, crews, anyone involved in racing, what they do if a tragedy or something happens. And just unfortunate the tragedy that happened to Mike. I know we've had some other memorial races here for him. It's been a good week so far. Definitely go check out c2crl.com and check that out. Oh, and appreciate Mike Westbrook's family out there. Hope they're watching. Hope they're looking. Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, Joe, we didn't know Mike personally, but you can just see in the pictures that they've shared just the joy he brings to his family, and I'm sure this means a lot to him. And I'm honored to be a part of it. And this is a great event, and I love that we can do this for Mike every year.
Absolutely. Like they're lining them up. I'm not quite sure how they're going to do the format. I'm not sure if he's just going to do it all under practice here, or if he's going to swing it around. I imagine he's going to have to do it under a session
It's all going to be in this session. So we're going to have to kind of do a little bit of work ourselves and start counting the laps when Corey pulls off. Because like I say, those guys who advance, they got to stick with that car. So like they got to have enough gas in, and they got to be ready to go. So you got to plan on racing the whole way if you think you're going to make it.
We got here we go. Pace truck's pulling them off. Get right there. Usually we'd say Steve King Foundation pace truck. This Mike Westbrook pace truck, and again, if you're just tuning in, real quick recap story behind it is in real life, Mike Westbrook owned a solid blue, that color, Chevrolet. Well, let's say Silverado. It looked to be an 80s style model Chevy. Again, I'm not quite up to speed on what it was. Maybe Roger can correct me, or if somebody out in the chat knows. Definitely, to me, it looked like an older 80s style, maybe mid to early 80s. And I'm not sure back then if they did the Silverados or not. And I'll admit I'm a Ford man, so there you go. That's probably why I don't know. But nice looking truck. So that's the story behind the pace truck. Then wheeling them around here again. This is the whole qualifier, and Zach will kind of keep us up to date on what's going on that, because hey folks, I'm learning. This is new, but the pace truck's in, and these 4 drivers are about to go.
Stacy with a good jump there over Connor, trying to get that first place spot, but the real battle is going to be for second. 2 people make the show.
Yep, you got Connor Ross right there with Jeff Flero. Now the ticker's going to be off for you folks, because this is more of you really can't, we're not really racing to win or anything here. This is actually to set a pole, or to set the field, kind of, so to speak. Just kind of under a race of how they do it.
Yeah, I think Jeff showed Connor that the bottom was working and then moved back up top, and now he's allowed Connor to make a move here for the lead.
Yeah, got that catfish line going on down there on the bottom. I always say putting it around. Here comes Flaro and got Stacy. So these three machines right now, Landis right now, are kind of holding back a little bit, letting these guys race.
And we're the white flag here. Connor throwing the slide job for the lead.
And one more time down the backstretch, little bump, going to get in the bump and run. 3 and 4, final time. Looks like Stacy's going to hold on if Connor does
Connor
that.
with the crossover.
Boom! Got
Connor
him at the line. Wow.
Connor got him. What a race.
Woo.
Yeah, Stacy and Flaro got together a little bit there, but, you know, that's last lap racing, just trying to go for a crossover. No malicious intent there. Yeah, you're exactly right. Gotta love that, man.
That's race number 1.
Yeah, so now we'll have Connor and Stacy advance here, and they'll go on to race with Isaac and Tyler Wilson.
Okay. Next set of guys here. You see the pace truck there. Got what that was going on. Race number 2. Pole qualifier, pole scramble. This is all new to me, folks, too. I don't get to do a lot of Knoxville National style stuff, and I'll even go and admit I don't really watch the Knoxville. I should. I have a subscription to Flow Racing or.
They're on Dirt Vision.
Oh, Dirt Vision. There you go.
But yeah, so this will decide 7th and 8th. The last two will slot in 7th and 8th, and the front two will move on.
All right. Again, good looking truck there, the Mike Westbrook pace truck. All the sponsors that have come out here to help with this charity event this week. You know, appreciate everybody. Go to c2crl.com. You'll see them all out there. Got Stacy Elmore, Connor Ross, Tyler Wilson, Isaac Sellis here in this one. Guys going to do it.
Yeah, and you know, normally, Joe, the start of our races, you know, we normally go in the green flag. But since we're doing it this style, when Corey pulls off in that Mike King pace truck, or I mean Mike Westbrook pace truck, you know, the leader controls the starts. So that's a big factor here, and only a 4-lap shootout. You know, you got to be ready to go if you're the guy in second place.
And it's unique. I mean, again, like you said, pace truck's going to duck off. Go! Austin Company. We saw Ross do that awesome slide job move coming out of 4. See what he does this time around as it out front. I have to get it Tyler Wilson, because don't pay no attention to the ticker up there, folks. It's going to be way off. Here comes Ross again. He's learning he might be able to put some slide jobs in. He's hoping the track stays like this tomorrow night.
Yeah, I mean, you heard Speed say in his last interview there, I mean, Connor put a lot of time in this week working on our setups. That boy, he knows how to drive. He can wheel with the best of them.
Yeah. I've seen that picture of the truck there, Roger. I'm just not quite sure. That could be a 70s models also. I said 80s, but I'm not sure if that's a auto or what they were called back in the day. Nice looking truck nonetheless.
Contact for second. Oh, I'm going to hand the keys over to Connor.
Wow.
They are throwing a caution. Like, we don't see it pop up, but they are throwing a caution.
Okay.
So I may have lost count there. Maybe that lap won't count, and they'll give him 2 to go, or we're going to get the green checkered. We're going to get a 1-lap shootout. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Kind of a little different. It's almost like I did a race one time that was fully manually done. I'm talking about the heats, constancies. Now, tell you what, that was wild, because I had the one guy in one of my ears, and I actually had the guy commentate with me in my other ear. So I was listening to this guy, man, calling off all this stuff so I know when to start, what lap, and et cetera, because it's basically what we're doing here. They did the race on their own laps. All were manually, et cetera. And, you know, it was like, okay, it was wild the way they did it.
Yeah, so I'm hearing they're talking in there. We're getting a one-lap shootout here, so we're going to get the green, and then we're going to get the checkered. So they're going to throw the kitchen sink at them
on
here.
dirt. You know, in the asphalt side of the world, you're always going to get a green-white checkered.
Yep.
But on dirt, it can. There is no green-white checkers, so it can actually be like what you said, as basically a green checkered or white checkered. We'll just say it that way.
Yeah. You know, that's a great question, Joe. I even raced when I was a kid, and I don't think I ever experienced this in real life, and I can't think off the top of my head. A flagman, are they waving the green and white flag here, or are they just waving the green or just the white?
That is a really good one, and ever since I've been doing dirt here on iRacing, I've always wondered the same thing. Because obviously a green, then a white, then a checkered is how it would go, but we'll maybe see what the flag man does here. Didn't see it from that angle, but not sure. Either way, here we go. It's a white flag nonetheless. Wilson still got it under control. Ross is nowhere there, but look out. Here it comes. Who's that? Elmore.
That's Elmore,
Man.
Yeah.
He wants redemption.
Yeah, they got it. They edged out Connor at the
he
line.
said, all right, Connor, you did it to me. I did it right back.
Yeah, I think looking back on it, Connor's going to wish he would have went down and protected, but that's a great move from Stacy there going for it.
Nice.
So we're going to get, Stacy and Tyler Wilson moving on, I believe.
Right. Still got the Hard Knox race coming up. That'll be for anybody who did not get into the show. Last chance. Okay. About to see here.
We got Tyler so starting in first here, it'll be Chad Griggs, then we got Preston Cramner, then it'll be Tyler Wilson, and it'll be Stacy Elmore.
Absolutely.
And, Preston, another one, until he got into, him and Jack got into each other there when they were going for the same ground, Preston's looked real fast all week, so he's somebody to watch out for in this pole scramble.
Preston, man, you're looking strong. See that Mike Westbrook pace truck again? Tuned in.
Yeah, I don't know much about Chad either. He's a newer guy, but I'll tell you, he came in and lit up the qualifying time sheet. Didn't,
got a good eye ratings. That tells me he does a lot of dirt racing.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be starting, like I say, he was third. So, I mean, he's up there. He came in and new guy, he blew the socks off a lot of us. So he knows what he's doing.
I mean, I say that it really 50-50, but it tells me he runs a lot of dirt at least.
Yeah,
you don't get that high just not running dirt.
Yeah, we're going to be going green this time by,
Jason
I
out
think.
there, Zach, Jason out there says his local track will wave the white and green. Okay. Well, that's interesting because, I mean, I kind of answered a question that, you just don't see that because it essentially would be white checkered. So I get okay.
Yeah, I was pretty sure I remembered the double fisting scenario, but I wasn't sure.
Okay.
But what a start for Chad here, man. Blew him off in a 4-lap race. That's what you need.
Got that Aaron style throw. You remember back in the Aarons?
The Dream Machine.
Yeah, the Dream. That's what it looks like. It looks just like. I saw it last night. I went, and Terry and Jack was up here in the booth when I said it. They went silent, and I was like, I don't remember
the Dream
Aaron's,
Machine.
man. Yeah, the lucky dog on it and all. Good battle happening right here about second. That's Wilson hanging on. Stacy's up to third. Preston tried a slide job but lost a lot of momentum.
Yeah, Tyler's, one of the ones. It's crazy. I don't know how some of these guys do it. He's uncomfortably close to that wall, but the run you get middle off when you're that close to the
Macho
wall.
Man car. That's what it is. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Needs a Slim Jim on that thing.
Mm-hmm. Happening around the top side of that cushion right now. Been a top side dominant so far. You see Dad out front. Tyler's there in second. Elmore hanging on there in third, trying to see if we can put a slider on. We've seen that move work a couple times.
Yeah, we watched him beat Connor there, pull it off, but just ran out of time there. So we're gonna have Chad and Tyler. He's gonna be, I believe, the first person to move on through 2 segments. Oh wait, no, Stacy did. Stacy moved on through 2 segments, but
nice.
Tyler's gonna carry on here. This last one, this is gonna be for the pole. So this is how they're going to seed the top 4. This situation, I mean, yeah, these guys like each other, but you can't start any worse than 4th. And 4th here is not that bad. So you're going to see guys run each other hard here for this pole, Joe.
All right. Westbrook pace truck pull out here. Corey out there, he's driving that thing for us.
He's kept it clean tonight, Joe. Kept it clean.
Yeah, don't hit the wall.
I tell you, I don't know how many times you've taken one of these trucks around dirt, but him keeping it clean, that is an achievement.
True. Jason out there said it all. He thinks a lot of it has to do with based on the flagman, though, too. He's not sure of that. And also it might be the track, owner of the track or the officials of the track and how they want to do it. I mean, it makes sense if you're going to do 1 lap shootout, the white green, because green means go, white means last lap. But I guess you could do it either way. Or you could start implementing green-white checkers in dirt, and then you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, and then, obviously sometimes they have open reds and stuff, but then they worry about fuel load. But, at the end of the day, that's your job to account for it. So, but here we go, man. Pace truck pulling off, going to set the pole. Blake with a big jump.
Yeah, Blake, he's out there definitely fast. Here comes Wilson in the backside. Griggs trying to get that 3rd place. You got Fry there. We got 4 heavy hitter names out here so far. Let's see what they can get done. Riding here along with Fry. He throws a slide job on Chapman and couldn't get it completed.
Yeah, I don't think he's done yet, Joe.
Now, Wilson back here's got a front row seat. Oh, that could be done because they got together a little bit. Wow.
I knew we were going to see some hard racing. And, look at Chad really going to capitalize on this. You're going to see a big slider here.
Yeah, like we said, we're going to call him. He got the lucky dog machine up there, and he got lucky on that one. He said, man, I'll take it. Sometimes better be lucky than good. And he's able to slide that thing right on around. Old Kevin Fry. Here comes Fry back to the inside. Looks like maybe that slider line on the inside is going away just a little bit.
Blake Chapman gave Kevin a little pump. He didn't appreciate that
knocked
right
on
there.
Knocked his back door. Said, look, I'm here.
Yeah, that may boil over into Thursday. We'll have to see. But, that's running top 3. They're in a great spot. And, Chad would put himself in the best spot to win this big event here.
Oh, we slowed down. We're in the caution.
That's it. That was the last lap.
Wow.
That's it. So, yeah, we've got Chad, Kevin, and Blake, the top 3. And I guess Tyler Wilson, we're going to have a 4-man picture here for the top.
One more picture, man, of what the pace truck looks like right there. It's Mike Westbrook pace truck. Again, it's a replica of the real life truck he has, and I want to appreciate, man, Corey and all them up getting it out here, looking good, and I hope it brings back some good, solid memories for the family out there and anybody that's familiar with that truck. Again, good, solid looking deal that they did. Rub it right. Nice. All right, so next on our agenda.
I guess I'm gonna end up taking off here when we go to break. So I'm gonna be running this hard Knox race, but that's what
we're done. Is with the pole sitter race.
Yep, yeah, that'll be it.
Well, folks, I tell you what, got the hard knocks coming up, and what that is all the guys who didn't qualify. So I'm going to take Zach. You didn't make the show.
Sadly, 16 guys made the show, and I came up 18th. So 2 points short. So I got to race my way in here.
Okay. We are going to do some interviews here. I wasn't sure if we was, because really this kind of was just a whole race, and I would what was what, but bring a couple of these guys up here and get a word with them. See who we got. Not going to tell me anything, so Blake won it. Fry was second, Griggs third.
No, Griggs won. Kevin second, Blake third.
All right.
Griggs capitalized on that contact there.
Well, let's bring up old Briggs. Let's get a word with him.
Hey, what's up, Chad? This is Zach in the booth. You got a copy, man?
Yes, I do. How are you?
Well, I'll tell you what, dude. You had to race your way up to the final one, and sometimes what's the saying? You'd rather be lucky than good. You saw some contact in front of you, and you pounced, and you didn't look back, man. You're going to be starting up front for the main event. You excited?
Yeah, for real. Really excited about it. I was just I didn't really care. I pretty well was certain I was going to be locked into the top four. So it was just kind of see what happens, not get myself in trouble in there on that last one. And it all worked out, like you said.
Yeah, amen, man. That's what I was saying up here. You guys had to know inside that you were locked in the top four, and we both know second row outside at Knoxville. I mean, that's not too bad in a long race. That's still a good spot to be in. So, I mean, you guys letting it all hang out. You guys put on a good race. Got anybody you'd like to thank on the win here?
Yeah, I'd like to thank my team, STR, Scott Thomason Racing. Thanks, Scott, Josh, the guys at ABR Setup Shop, Aiden, and those guys have been helping a lot of working with me one-on-one. Going to be a long race tomorrow, so just try to be patient and see how things work out.
Well, hey, Chad, congratulations, and you earned it, and hopefully, hopefully I beat you. Thursday, but hopefully you come in second. How about that?
I'll take anything as long as I can race a clean race and not ruin anybody else's night or my own. Sometimes those strategies work or don't work out, but I've got one that I'm going to try to stick to tomorrow, and it'll either work or it won't. But we'll see. I hope everybody has a good race.
Well, yeah, hey man, good job. And I also wanted to tell you, we might have a new nickname for you. We might call you the Lucky Dog, because I don't know if you watch a lot of NASCAR, but your paint job looks a lot like that Aaron's Dream Machine in the early 2000s. So we might be calling you the Lucky Dog here.
If that suits you, fine. Actually, we just made this paint job. Josh at Finish Line Race Designs just made this paint job for this race, so he did an excellent job on it.
Yeah, he did, man. You look good out there, and you looked fast. Congratulations, Chad.
Thank you, sir.
Yo, like you said, old Chad bringing her home. Let's bring up old Kevin here and get a word with him. Kevin, Joy and Boot got a copy?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear.
Well, yeah, you're definitely bad fast out there. You got it all set for tomorrow?
Yes, sir. As ready as I'll ever be.
I look good. Now, is there anything that you maybe learned from the night that you're going to take over to tomorrow?
Yeah, well, I don't know. The track's going to be a lot slicker than what it is right now, so maybe the first half of the race, it's probably going to be nice and juiced up, and then later on, the last 25 laps or so, probably going to get slicked off, so that's what I'm going to work on the most tonight, and try to get the setup right for the last half of the race, so I can be up front at least in that last portion, so...
Hey, you look strong here tonight. You got anybody you want to thank for a good finish?
Absolutely. My team, Dirty South Sim Racing. I can't thank those guys enough for all the setup help, all the lines. Appreciate Dean for all the hard work that he's putting in to help me get better at Knoxville each week. Appreciate him so much for everything that he's done, teaching me all the ins and outs and yeses and nos about racing here at Knoxville. So appreciate him so much. Appreciate Marzoff Inc. for the sponsorship. Twisted Tech. Can't thank those guys enough either for the help that they're giving this week for the 360 Nationals. And 2-1 iRacing Designs. Thank those guys for giving me a good rap and thank you guys for putting on the broadcast and making us look good.
There you go, Kevin Fry, man. He's ready for tomorrow night. I know this guy here, though, Blake is. Blake, Joe in the booth. You got a copy?
Yep, I got you, Joe.
Well, it looked bad fast again. I got to ask, maybe anything a little different this time?
I wouldn't say there's anything too different. I felt pretty quick still. Was running right up front there, and I don't want to say anything that's going to get me in trouble, but I'm not surprised that I got moved out of that spot. But, you know, if it comes down to tomorrow night, that's where the money's made. That's what it all comes down to, and I'm sure we'll be fast then. And I'm sure me and my whole team will be fast. We've been fast all week. Congrats to Chad on getting the pole. He's also been fast all week. He's going to be pretty tough to beat, and good luck to everybody tonight in the Hard Knocks.
Oh,
That's
absolutely.
why you're the best, kid. What an attitude. That's why you're one of the best.
Appreciate it, Zach.
Well, you know, hey, all spare and love and racing sometimes. That's what we all say. But, man, you know, you can't take anything away. We know you're going to get up through that field, be up front there, be a good contender. But you got anybody you want to thank for an awesome night so far?
Yeah, of course. The same people I'm always thanking, my parents and grandparents, for watching and supporting all the boys down at the Krite Sim Racing team. Good luck to those guys tomorrow night. And the Can-Am Racing team. Salty Dogs, good luck to those guys too tomorrow night. And I got to give a shout out to Galen's Gourmet Popcorn. If you're looking for something to snack on while these Knoxville Nationals are going on, head over to their website and use code CART, C-A-R-T, at checkout for 15% off some of their delicious popcorn. And I got to thank you guys for putting this broadcast on. You're doing an amazing job.
Thank you, sir. Well, I'll tell you what, man, there's Blake Chapman bringing it home. Folks, don't go anywhere. We got one more to go here. These are the last chance qualifiers here tonight. Guys looking to get in the show. Good luck out there, Zach.
Yeah, appreciate it, Joe. It's a pleasure calling with you, man. I enjoy this. Thanks for letting me ride along.
There we go. We'll be right back here in just a few, folks.
Roger Craig here. On behalf of the Coast2Coast Racing League, the Steve King Foundation, and the Westbrook family, I just want to thank everybody, all the drivers, the ladies, the kids that made this event a total success. A huge shout out to DWR Automotive, the Westbrook family, and the Turnbull family for their generous donations, along with teams and businesses that have contributed either money or door prizes just to make it a spectacular event. Can't thank everybody enough. Want to thank the admins, everybody behind the scenes making this event happen. In particular, want to thank the Steve King Foundation for converting all the money that we donate into helping drivers and their families in times of need. Just want to thank all the sponsors. You'll see them coming up in a second. Great job, everybody. A huge thank you.
Good afternoon, drivers and race fans. Hey, I'd like to take a moment on behalf of the Steve King Foundation to thank all the drivers for participating and all of our great sponsors for participating in the Mike Westbrook Memorial Knoxville Nationals. Also want to thank EWR Automotive, the Westbrook and Turnbull families, as well as Coast2Coast Racing League for all their support in hosting the event. It was a great event for the Steve King Foundation, and we appreciate the support. Thank you.
Are you listening? Are you missing me like I'm missing you? This just can't be true. Did you have to leave so soon?
When Steve died, the outpouring of love across the country was amazing. We realized we were in a position that no racing family wants to be in. The good that was coming out of that was that these dollars had come together to support us, and we realized no, we didn't want to use them for us. We wanted to use them to help others.
The foundation is important to me. It keeps Steve present in what we all do and what we all love, and that's racing.
My favorite memory of Steve was just how nice of a guy he was and how genuine he was.
I'm just sure that Steve would be very honored and thankful for the foundation and how it's honoring his name and all the good that the foundation does.
You go to a racetrack on Saturday, nobody expects to come out of there hurt. Unfortunately, sometimes it does happen. And thankfully, we got people like the King family and everybody that's involved with the Steve King Foundation to help these families.
I was diagnosed with breast cancer, and the Stephen King Foundation reached out to me and told me that they had a check. I was absolutely floored. I just thought that they did this for drivers or crew members that got injured. You know, racing, they always say racing's like a big family.
I was involved in a pretty gnarly sprint car crash. Found out my brain was swelling and bleeding. Pelvic bone was broken. I had 2 cracked vertebrae on my back, and I was in the ICU a little over a week. The Steve King Foundation reached out to my parents. We received a donation from them. Immediately, they started me on what's called neurofeedback, and insurance did not cover the neurofeedback appointments. So we received another donation from the Steve King Foundation. It really helped a lot, and I just want to say thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart to the Steve King Foundation for everything that they have done for me. This last Sunday, I got to turn laps in my modified here. That was my first laps back in a race car since the accident, and I truly believe that if it wasn't for the Steve King Foundation, I wouldn't be able to do that or be where I'm at today.
I was injured in a non-wing sprint car accident that broke my neck and left me with a spinal cord injury. I was in the hospital 8 months, and that got really, really expensive, so having that extra help to help push me and my family forward was a big deal. I mean, it's kind of inspired me to start my own foundation within racing.
They were such a caring family, and they wanted to help others, and being able to just be associated with them, to carry on his name, to help other racers and their families to survive in the sport that we love so much has just been a real honor for me.
The thing that gets lost in translation is, yes, Steve's death is the reason the foundation exists, but it's Steve's life, and it's the lives of racers everywhere is the reason we're able to do the work we do.
Olsen, she has her first point. Yeah, Lucy Olsen, talented sophomore.
We're back here. Now we got the Hard Knocks race here. These are the guys who did not qualify to make the show. This is their last chance to make it for tomorrow night's show. Ought to be a good one as we got a pretty good field here. About 20 machines?
Yeah, just about 20 of them.
This is for anybody. I mean, anybody that did not make the show would be welcome to jump in. You didn't want to jump in, Corey?
I didn't ask.
Oh. In the dirt, man. You could have got in there.
I don't think Roger would have let me.
I can get in there.
We know you can, Joe. You should have ran.
I could get in there. I could have won.
You could have won. You could have went in here. You could have come out here and race of Ross Corinta, Zach Chapman, the lights.
Dominated. Domination.
You could have been on the same. You could have shared the same racing surfaces with Roger Craig. Imagine that. That's
nice.
all right.
Well, it's been a pretty good night here tonight. No hometown heroes this week as we got the Mike Westbrook Knoxville National Memorial Week here going on. You go to c2crl.com. Definitely check out all the things happening. The main event here's tomorrow. It looks like we got qualifying. Going to spread it on over here. He's going to start this thing out on pole. And we got our heat. Well, actually, it's going to set the field for the heat races. We've seen a lot of great racing here so far tonight. And they're pretty good in that Mike Westbrook pace truck there, Coy.
Yeah, thank you. It was an honor to be the pace truck driver.
Yeah, throwback. I still was trying to figure out, maybe you know, what kind of Chevy truck it is.
What, the real
the real
version?
Yeah.
Roger sent me a picture of it.
Well, I mean, I've seen the picture, and a lot of people see it in the video.
It might. It looks like a C10, maybe.
Okay. Yeah, because I wasn't sure if Silverados was a thing back then, because it looks to be maybe a 70s to early 80s style model. Box style. Nice looking machine. I think Dylan Westbrook owns it right now, so that's awesome.
Yeah, I just looked up on Google what a Chevy C10 is, and it. Yeah, it's spitting image.
Okay. Cool. Right now, qualifying. Gonna set our field here for heat races. Been a good week so far. We started out with some qualifying runs on Monday. Had the kids' night on Monday. Had the ladies' night on Tuesday with some more qualifying racing. Tonight we had the first responders and the veterans race. Then we had the pole shuffle. Now we got the hard knocks race going on. So it's been a good, all in all, great night.
Yeah, it has been a good week so far for the guys over here coast to coast and the ladies, of course.
Yeah, I had fun with that one.
All the kids too.
Told my wife last night, I said, I should have put her on the mic, and then she said, no, I want to drive, and I went, yeah, right.
I think you should have had her do some commentary last night.
Well,
ladies night.
She got in a little late. She'd worked me kind of late. I didn't think about it. Heat race 1. Let's grid them up. Ross Carenta going to man out front. Gary Offit started second. Zach Chapman there in third. Cullen Johnson fourth. Got James Butterfield there in fifth. Roger Craig started sixth. And Terry Landis in seventh. So Carenta, I don't get to see his name much. He runs more of the Renegades, which is the main sprint car series here at Coast to Coast Racing League on Monday nights, and that's more of a they have the Rebels and Renegades that run on Mondays, and the Rebels is kind of a stepping stone to get to the Renegades. The Renegades is pretty much their top series. All that's open sets and whatnot, so don't get to see much of Ross Carenta. Definitely a bad fast dude when it comes to racing out here.
Don't really ever see Gary Offit too much either, so good to see both those drivers making out this week. One of our familiar drivers.
Registered to race. Okay. So you saying I'm not registered?
No.
I could have paid $20 and got in, Roger. Roger told me I had to be registered to race.
Aw.
Registered what? I mean,
probably register yourself.
Like good or halfway decent, because that's about what I'm gonna check.
No, you would have had to pay your $20.
That's right. $20.
Right.
I wouldn't want to come out here and mess up anybody's show. Now, definitely. Like Terry Landis didn't grid up though.
Yeah, confirmation he did not grid up. Not sure if he's still in. He is not in the server.
And so Craig out there, Carenta's here with him. But Ross already made the show though.
I don't know anybody that's made it or not made it. I don't know how this all works.
Yeah, I thought it was. Correct me if I'm wrong again. I thought it was just the guys who have not made it. But then again, it could be open to anybody that's in the show or not in the show. I was pretty sure Carenta's already made it. All right. We'll see. Good practice for him nonetheless. Here we go. I know Zach ain't made it. We'll see. We'll root for Zach. Don't hit
All
the
right.
wall, Zach. Green flag. We're racing here. They're going to get that good jump out front.
Yeah, already going to the top side. Going to be one of the preferred lines. That's what we've seen in the earlier races that we had tonight, and even in the post shuffle, it looked like they were running the outside from where my vantage point was in the infield.
See Chapman right there battling with Offit in for the second place spot. He falls back into third. Johnson back here, he's finding it a little bit tougher than it is on the asphalt side of things. Got to keep that thing from sliding around. There's Craig's right there on the inside of him. They're battling it out. He puts a slide job on him. Johnson says, let me see if I can't crisscross back underneath him. Not going to be able to make it.
That says top 4 is going to transfer to the feature of this server. I'm not sure if we're doing that or if we're eliminating a couple out of this.
Well, I think only 4 drivers from this feature go to tomorrow night.
Okay. So
no matter if you make it to the feature or not, you still got to be in that top 4. Top 4 is going to go.
I don't know how many are going out of this. So we're going on the fact that it says 4.
That's what Zach told me. So only 4 drivers from the feature will make it into the show tomorrow night.
Yeah, the big 25 lap period in this server.
Renta right now out front, off it there in second. Chapman, then you got Craig hanging on to that 4th place spot. Johnson's trying to do what he can. Butterfield back at 6. Builds up on the wall a little bit. Rogers hanging strong there in the 4th place.
Yes, he is. He's got a good gap back to Colin Johnson unless he makes a big mistake, and that's kind of what he needs as Johnson did snag the wall a little bit.
Renta right now still ripping that top side off. It's right there kind of in the middle groove, trying to see if he can't search around. Closing in just a little bit. Now you see Renta going more of like a slider line there in that turn. The Offit's trying to do what he can do and follow the leader right now.
And checkered flag. So Carenta, your winner of Heat Race 1.
Going to be Carenta Offit. Good. Let's grid them up. Heat Race 2. Jack Kitt starting out on front in this one. Brian Dickens starting second. Jeffrey Kemper there in third. Donovan Ross starting fourth. Brian Lawson up in fifth. Gary Parmerly going to be the 6th place man in this one.
It's Greg.
Greg Parmerly. But don't feel bad. I called Brian Larson. I said Bree Larson. Did it again. Where I'm getting the W is a tough one for
We know.
Lawson.
Larson.
Lawson.
I know. All right, all 6 of them made the call here for Heat Race number 2, 8 laps. We're going off of what iRacing says. It says top 4 out of the Heat Race to whatever 25 lap feature, but we're speculating all 6 go on. There was only 18 cars signed up, give or take. Pace truck in. Here we go. Jack Hitt gonna lead him off. Green flag, and I don't know if that's gonna stand. That looked like a little jump from the outside row. So unofficially, Brian Dickens out front, unless there's a penalty that's going to be handed down for jumping the start there. Donovan Ross in second. You now have Jack Hitt in third. Kemper running in the 4th spot. Around lap number 3 going to be scored. Dickens out front strong right now, pending no penalty. Ross, a little bit squiggly out of turn number 4 for Donovan Ross right there. And on the wall goes Jack Hitt. He's going to get passed by Jeffrey Kemper. Kemper gets around. Hitt might be hurt. on the right side of that sprint car. Not looking too bad, actually, for what he did. Hit the wall. Front, you got the battle still going on between Brian Dickens, Donovan Ross. Ross on the inside, gonna try to go for the slider. Not gonna make it happen this time around. Lap number 6, 3 to go this time. Ross challenging for the race lead on Brian Dickens. Ross on the inside, Dickens on the high side. And a little squiggly for Ross, a little squiggly for Dickens. Dickens goes to the bottom in one, trying to do the slider line. Ross gonna now try to power up, get a little bit of momentum build up for the white flag. They're gonna see it this time around. Ross, one last chance at it, half a mile to go. Dickens, hold on, last corner. And it's going to be Brian Dickens taking up here as to win. Donovan Ross second. And have Jeffrey Kemper third and Jack Hitt fourth.
Sorry about that. I was my wife made a call. Step away for a second, folks. Call there by Corey, though. And our heat race 3. Look at the grid. Thomas Harris going to be out front in this one. Mike Cranmer actually going to be Preston Cranmer in the car. Gary Taylor going to start in 3rd. Bobby Good there in 4th. Kyle Sargent in 5th. And Jeffrey Barker in.
Come on down and get a brand new car, Joe.
Yeah. Yeah,
right?
Price is right.
Oh, he probably enjoys that.
Back in the day.
We're going to shorten the pace lap, so the pace truck will pull in here. We'll go immediately green. See if it's a little bit of a better start. The last heat race, 2nd place, did get a little bit of a jump over your race leader.
Truck's in.
Okay, we're good. They're good. Cranmer looked like he was about to jump the start there as well. Here we go. Harris going to get out to the race lead already. Single file top 2 out of turn number 2.
Yeah, big battle happening back here around 3rd and 4th. You got Taylor, the Good and company. Taylor got away from him. Oh, and the Good's up in the wall. It's like a magnet. Don't lose it all. Drop back to 6th.
Look at this. Gary Taylor putting the pressure down on Preston Cranmer to the inside. Not gonna. Oh, he does pull the slider. That was.
Made that thing skinny, didn't he?
He made a last-second decision saying, I'll take the line away.
Absolutely. Got him up to 2nd right now. Harris is flying high out front. Taylor there in 2nd. Cranmer up in 3rd. Got Sargent back there in 4th.
Mistaken, it looks like Gary Taylor is running pretty good other than he hit the slick line right there. If he would have ran a little bit higher, he's going to catch up to Harris. Or he could.
Dog man there. Taylor looking good.
Yeah, that's the line you needed to hit, Gary.
Watch these 3. I mean, you can see up there riding along here with Sargent. He can see all those machines in front. Harris looking strong. Taylor's there with him. Cranmer in the front. Sargent goes way up on the cushion, though. Wow.
Every spot here is 3 spots ahead in the feature for the 25 lapper to get yourself locked in for tomorrow. So, I mean, you know, Sargent, he wants to get up here. As of now, he'd be starting in the 12th spot. If he can get around Preston Cranmer, it'd move him all the way up to the 9th spot. And he does. Down here in turn 3. White flag in the air. Contact. No
bump and run on the dirt. He's trying it. Again, Sargent got him. Cranmer tried to get back to the door of him. Couldn't get it. Final 2 turns. He's just a little bit too far off. It's going to be Harris, Taylor, Sargent, Cranmer. That's the top 4. Wow.
We're either going to go into a warm-up or a B-main. Warm-up.
Be right back here in just a few.
Lucy Olson, talented sophomore.
All right, folks, here we go. Feature time, Hard Knox style. And this is where it all comes down to the line here, because this is your last chance to make it in for tomorrow night. Let's look at the grid. Ross Carrenta, the man out front. Brian Dickens there in second. Thomas Harris third. Gary Offit starting in fourth. Donovan Ross up in fifth. Gary Taylor sixth. Zach Chapman starting seventh. Jeffrey Kemper there in eighth. Kyle Sargent there in ninth. Roger Craig in 10th. Jack Kidd starting 11th. Preston Cranmer in 12th. Colin Johnson 13th. Greg Parmalee up in 14th. Jeffrey Barker 13th. Jason Butterfield, he's up in 14th. Brian Lawson, he's there in 17th. Bob DeGood 18th. And Terry Landis, he's back in the 19th.
He's not in the server.
He's not in the server. Never mind. He ain't grid. Okay, from my understanding, Zach told me top four from this one goes to tomorrow night. So, you got your work cut out trying to get through the field.
Yeah, I mean, 4 out of 18, well, I don't know the percentage of that, but or the odds of making it up top 4 out of 18 vehicles, but it can't be too high.
We've seen a couple guys here come through the field in hard charge. It's doable, but you're going to need some help doing it. So I'm not saying you can't do it. You're going to need a little help between maybe the right timed caution and some good long green flag runs. You could come through, I'm going to say 15th up to the front there and make it work. But then again, you can also get yourself in trouble being back there in the back.
Yeah, absolutely. Things can happen here in a sprint car super quick with the speeds that they run, especially around the half mile here of Knoxville. The capital of sprint car racing.
That's right. Hall of Fame here, too.
Yeah, they do. We're in Knoxville, Iowa.
Get up here one day. Race truck's in. Here we go. Trenton coming up front. Green flag. Will they fire on all 8? Both of them guys are going to go side by side. Here comes Harris, though. He understands Donovan Ross there in the middle. They're already 3 wide, trying to take that 4th place spot.
Yeah, absolutely trying to take away the last and final transfer spot. Almost thinking about 4 wide there. Contact. Someone
in the back.
The wing.
Johnson
Taylor in the wall. Kemper.
They're battling about mid-place back here around 12th and something, but hot and heavy. Look at Roger Craig all the way up to 5th. He said, I got 1 more to go. I can get it. Chapman hanging on to the 5th place now. Craig back to 6th. Offit up to 4th. Everybody kind of single file top 4. Parenta's out. Ross, Dickens, and Gary Taylor got obliterated. Caution out. Man, not the night he wants. So let's go back and watch it one more time, see what happened. Back here in the back. Oh, the car in front got into the front. He got there, couldn't slow up. Just wrong place, wrong time.
He did a wheelie on the back bar.
Did. Renta now out front. You know who your favorite drivers are out there. C2CRL.com. Know what's going on here. We got this Mike Westbrook Knoxville National Memorial Race going on this week. Got tomorrow. Main event. Stay tuned.
Absolutely going to be good racing.
No. Love it.
So Harris is coming in, get a quick fix, get that front wing reattached. Yeah, I do believe that might be Kemper if I'm not mistaken. No, that's Preston Kramer coming on in, getting quick fix as well. So 4 laps scored of the 25 scheduled laps. No, we are not done with pacing. We have should have the pace truck lights turn off this time around. Kind of wish I had lights on the pace truck I was driving, but it did its job.
Oh yeah, look good.
Mm-hmm.
Good shots of it.
Good. There we go. We're gonna double.
You didn't put it in the wall. That's another good thing.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, we know how you are on dirt.
Oh, come on. You know, Joe, I have not driven on iRacing since like June 17th or something.
You ain't driven on iRacing. Did you get banned?
No, I just haven't been playing iRacing. I've been playing some roleplay GTA.
Green flag. Parenta, Ross, Dickens. Look at this 4th place spots where it's heating up with Chapman and Offit. Chapman almost got a little tag there. He's hanging on to that 4th place right now. He's trying to get 3rd.
Well, you still have Roger Craig in the mix as well. Craig's just trying to hang in, hope for somebody to make a little mistake. He don't want to make a mistake.
He almost made one there with that slide.
Chapman on the bottom, just trying to hold off. Well, Gary Offit trying to hold off Craig.
Yeah, we're riding along here on top side of Kemper. He's got a good front row seat to this thing. Now he's got Craig on his inside, Chapman on the front side. Offit, that's where your cutoff line is. That's that 4th place. Chapman with the slide job, and you can see where you just lose so much momentum when you do that slide job.
Oh, and Craig got in trouble there, lost the front wing.
Oh, no. That's going to hurt the car.
Oh, look at this battle still heating on for the final transfer spot. It's versus Offit, Chapman, and Kemper is in the mix.
Yeah, Jeffrey's trying to do everything he can to get around Offit right now. On the inside, Zach Chapman trying to see if he can hang on to that 4th place. Got these guys breathing down his back door, though.
Yes, he does. Still a good bit of racing to go. We just crossed over lap number 10. Now look at this. Who's coming into the picture? That's Jack Hitt.
Yeah. It's keep
like a
coming.
4-car battle. Yeah, we do. Chapman trying to pull away, though. Got about maybe a car length gap, and oh no, off it with a little bit of a blank action right there. Not something you want to have happen, especially when you're trying to go for a transfer spot. The big thing.
Carrenta, he is out front just riding his own race. Donovan Ross is there with him. Those two are just out cruising along with Brian Dickens. So the top 3 is out there all alone. Chapman, he's in 4th. Man, he's got a pool party behind him of Offit, Kemper, Hitt. And if they don't, I told Jeffrey Barker's going to get up here. Coming on down. Well, caution out. Roger Craig. Oh, no. Man, kind of figured that wing was going to get the best of him probably after a while. We'll see what happens. Oh, he got tagged, and then somebody said, well, we'll just do in the other wing. I love those magnetized wings on iRacing, though. Well, balls all comes back and falls back off.
Oh, no.
I call it the magnetized wing.
So this will change things up a little bit.
Like a snap-on car.
A snap-on car.
Yeah, you know, snap the parts on and off and put it back on. Legos. For me.
Okay, totally.
Play Legos?
I never really played with Legos.
Me either.
Okay. I had a couple of Legos and I made like a boat, and I would play with the little boat in my bath time, my bubble bath time. That was about it.
Carrenta had a big lead out front. Ross there behind him, Dickens along, Chapman. That's your top 4. That would qualify in right now if the race was over. Big battle was happening back there bound forward because you had Offit, Kemper, Hitt, Barker coming in the mix. All these guys are going to be on top of each other.
Yeah, absolutely, and we should be going double file for this restart.
Second. Got, what, 13 to go?
12 to go.
12 to go. All print over here.
So yep, we're going to go double file as we are only on second caution, and we're still over 10 to go. So this ought to be good here. It all depends on how good of a restart these front 4 can get. If they can pull away, that's what they want to do, but they can't. They're going to have a little bit of a handful.
At Carrenta, Ross, Dickens, Chapman, top 4. Off on the pace truck. Kingwood bounces off on pit road. Carrenta fires off against a jump, leaves Ross behind him. Dickens is the one that's in a little bit of trouble with Chapman. They get away, though, from those guys behind them. And now Dickens finds himself back in 4th.
Dickens now in the final transfer spot. He's going to have to try to hold off Kemper. Kemper with the bump and run. He's trying to
Dickens like tried to go for a little block, but Kemper was there.
No, Kemper wanted to try to pop a tire on Dickens' car. Here comes Kemper in all trouble with the new car on a
Barker. Wow. Back on a replay, see what happened. Jeffrey Barker, that mix back there. I saw 2 other cars go around in the back there. Who that was? Oh, Barker, he did a dip and spin on the inside right now. And wide. Just got tagged. Then got hit. Loses a wheel. Oh, somebody lost a wheel.
No, it wasn't him. I don't know who lost the wheel.
Who lost the wheel? Oh, that was funny.
Would have been Kyle Sargent, wasn't it?
Yeah.
and the wheel pop back on. It's one of them magnetized wheels.
It is. I'll tell you what, pit crew's trying to figure out how to do that in real life. They're gonna go to iRacing and say, all right, we need to know the science behind that.
So, should, by all theory, go single file. We'll see though. And the lights shut off. If we stay double or we go single, we are at the 10 to go mark. Technically.
It says 11.
Okay,
well. It says 10. Flipping back and forth between 10 and 11.
Alright, we're going double file. They're doubling it on up.
Okay. Yeah, I was flipping back between 10 and 11. I don't know why. Yeah, now it goes back to 11. So.
SDK.
All wire racing.
I know.
You know, sometimes with the cautions where it don't count. It don't count. Yeah, it flips them back and forth. So I don't think we completed the lap. We only completed one lap. So we're at 12. So yeah, might be right. Either way, green flag. Brenta out front. He gets the jump. Ross there. What? Zach got the back of Ross.
Good Donovan. Oh,
yeah,
no.
Can't hang on to it. Bump and run. Gone wrong. Let's go watch it one more time. Not sure. They might give Ross the... Well, no, because he was involved in the caution. If he wasn't involved in the caution, he'd give his spot back.
See if they give a black flag to maybe Chapman. I'm not sure
what happened here. Brandon in there, was going for the slider line and just caught the back of the cush bar. Sent him around.
Sure, this is the part where race control is like, come on, boys. Play nice.
Yeah. Friendly. I mean, it is last chance to get into tomorrow night.
Yeah, well,
pull the gloves off. Anything goes.
Yeah.
Get everybody out there tuning in. Likes and shares. Got C2CRL.com. Everything for the Coast to Coast Racing League. Good one here tonight. Mike Westbrook. Knoxville Nationals Memorial Style race here this week. You know, Coast to Coast Racing League puts on great races and great memorial races. Like I said, you can check out all the past ones on C2CRL.com. Got to give a huge shout out to the guys that have put this on and all the great little special events we've had. Kids nights, lady nights, first responders. It's all been fun. Not over with. Big show tomorrow night, so definitely tune in.
Yeah, absolutely. So now we are going to go single file under 10 to go and fourth caution of the night.
Brenta fires off. Got Dickens, Chapman, Kemper.
Kemper, the last transfer car for now. He's got to try to stay in that fourth and favorite.
Yeah, throwing a slide job there on Dickens.
Well, you know, I mean, every spot is another spot ahead, and starting spot for the big dance tomorrow is we have a caution. Gary Taylor again.
Taylor. See what happened. They slapped one of the salty dogs. Oh, yeah. Roger Craig.
Oh,
Craig,
is that
that's
salty dog on salty dog?
Yeah, salty dog on salty dog. Oh, he's got all kind of wheel and problem.
Did he bite the other dog?
He did. God darn bit him. I just thought he was seeing a bass and said, I got that fish, it's mine.
You know, Roger had to send me the paint for that truck.
Okay.
I mean, his thing is Bass Man.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what he likes, bass fishing.
Yeah, that's what he has his name set as on his email.
You know that?
Uh-huh. I know.
All this time you just bring that up.
I kind of figured, but I didn't expect it to be that in depth.
Yeah, he's even got it on his car.
I know that.
On the top. Yeah, he's got it right there on the where the wing is in the front. It says Bassman. I call his car 747 Jumbo Jet. I mean, the 747 stands for something else, but I say it's a Jumbo Jet. But he's called Bassman because he likes fishing.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes bass fishing a lot. Him on Facebook out there, and he, hold
on, go on board with me. Look at the front wing. It has a little bit of motivational words there, focus and patience.
We're riding on board with him. He's got a lot of dirt on his front screen.
Oh, I see that. Yeah, that's just a little bit of dirt on the GoPro
Roger,
we got.
Look, you clean that windshield off. I mean, we know it. When you get up there and 174 years old, it's hard to see.
That goes me.
I'm gonna give Roger a hard time out here, man. Hey, doing good. Hanging the back racing. Sprint out front, green flag. We're back at it. Dickens there in second. Zach Chapman up in third. Kemper holding on to the fourth and final transfer spot.
Yeah, Kemper just trying to hang in. He doesn't want to lose a spot, but he doesn't want to push the issue too hard to gain a spot. I mean, it is only one spot ahead. He'd be starting inside row tomorrow, I do believe. If my math is
watch
correct.
out. He's going to lose that transfers himself.
He's just got to be careful. He does not want to lose the spot to Gary Offit. Here comes Thomas Harris behind Offit. Harris a little bit risky right there, and he is going to go for the slider down here in turn one. Oh, right rear into Offit, and Offit.
Yeah, into the wall, obliterated it. We watched that one live. I mean, that thing just went up into the wall, cremated it.
It's those sudden stops into a wall that really hurt.
Yeah. What an emotion him if he was in like a harness or something, hit the wall real hard.
Probably would.
Like good representation of hitting the wall at 100 mile an hour. Bam! Wow!
You would probably fall out.
Man, I'd be getting at that thing all sore. What's wrong with you? I was racing. Racing where? Living room.
So this will move Harris up to the 5th spot.
Yes.
Still one spot short of it. Gonna have a whole lot of laps to get it done. We'll take over to lap 22 when they take the green. So we'll have 4 to go. Four. It'll be 4.
Torrenta, Dickens, Chapman, Kemper got 4. Ed Harris outside looking in. Jack Hitt there with him. Ryan Lawson, he's up there in 7th. He's up 10 spots along with Bob DeGood up 10. There's a 7th and 8th place spot. Greg's back up to 9th. Donovan Ross rounds the top 10. Gonna make it. Now it's time to roll.
Yeah, if you want to get into the show, you got to do something gnarly to make a pass from about 9 races back.
And if you're already in the show, don't do something crazy that's gonna get you out. Race truck. Here we go.
Can Kemper hang on? Final transfer. Correnta gonna try to go for the win here. Here we go.
Oh yeah. Kemper's back there. He's gonna keep an eyeball there on Thomas Harris to see. Harris goes to the top side cushion, and he got that outside and just blew the doors right off of Kemper. Kemper falls back. Here comes Jack Hitt too. Hitt says, I know, man, the assignment. Only got a couple more laps to go to get back up here.
Yes, he does. Kemper with the slider on Jackhead. Jackhead gonna squeeze it between Kemper and the wall.
See that? Yeah. That's what you call making it skinny.
He's on the skinny pedal, that's for sure, Joe. 2 to go this time.
And look at them
caution
racing
is
for
out.
the. I mean, these guys are in the show and they're up here racing like they're not. Caution out though. Gary Offit, we didn't make it to the white flag. See what happened to Offit. Oh, Roger Craig back there slapping the wall. And then Offit bounces off the wall, gets into another machine. Or actually, another car got into him, and then another one got into him. And good grief.
Good
Ping pong
grief.
ball back there.
Well, they were about to wreck each other at the front for the.
They was. And they were in the show. We just said, if you're not in the show, go for it. If you're in the show, don't do something that's going to get you out. Guys was about to do something to get them out.
So this is going to be a redemption shot for Jeffrey Kemper if he can get a good start over Thomas Harris.
Good news is, I'm a green-white checker. Bad news is, it's a green-white checker. Good news is Ross Carenta gets to control the field. The bad news is these guys back in second, third, and fourth, they got to go at it again.
Yeah, and I don't think Kemper is going to let this one go away too easily. He's definitely looking out for some blood here on Thomas Harris.
So if I'm Dickens, trying to get away from them guys as fast as I can. I mean, Carenta's going to go. Dickens has got to move. Chapman has got to worry about Harris back there with Kemper. I don't know who's going to get them transfers.
Dickens has to fire off at about the same time as Carenta. Chapman, I would say, he's like in the gray area of safe and not safe area.
Right.
And Harris, he's trying to stay in the green zone and move on. But everybody behind Harris is hungry. They want to make it.
Lights off on pace truck.
Carenta gonna be in control. He's like, I am glad I'm a leader. That's all he's saying. I'm glad I'm the leader. There we go. He gets a good launch. Same with Dickens and Chapman. And a little bit of a non-good start for Kemper. Kemper, he's going to have to make a little bit of ground up on Thomas Harris. Harris, as long as he doesn't make a mistake.
Seeing that right now. They got strung out pretty good. Oh, Zach Chapman in the wall, though. Boy, that just hurt. Oh, that hurts your feelings on the white flag. Did they get the caution out?
Yeah, we got the caution out.
White flag was flying. Good grief.
Green on checking number 2.
This is going to be probably going to be more like a white check, ain't it? I don't know. Bobby Good back here. Let's see what happened. Oh, he got tangled up, spun around. Did a good 360.
Got into Lawson there. So that's
2 to go. It's going to be like a white checkered. 1 lap shootout, pretty much. Kind of give or take, 1.5.
It's saying it's a green-white checkered, but
yeah. Usually green-white checkers 3 laps, but
2 laps.
2. The NASCAR shows 3. I don't know why. It'd only be 2. Why it always do? I guess it's because the reason it shows 3 is because when they cross the line, it's going to be 2 to go. So essentially, it would be green and a white. Yeah. But here, it's actually physically showing 2.
Yeah, because
so when they cross that line, it should be the white.
I'm not sure.
Yes, well, it's basically Just pay attention to the last race. It's basically how the last race ended.
All right.
And that's how dirt is. That's the biggest difference between dirt and asphalt is they do have green-white checkers. Here, it physically could be a white.
Green flag, green flag.
There we go. Green flag is already out. Carenta out front easily. Dickens there. He has gaps. Chapman.
Oh, is Harris going to be able to hang on to it? Oh, Kemper got in the wall. There's your white flag. It won't matter now. There's got a little breathing room.
Jack, he's going to have to send the Hail Mary. Here comes Jeffrey Parker on the inside. Hit with the Hail Mary as well. Not going to have enough. Harris is going to hold on to the final transfer.
Good run. Carenta brings it home. Dickens, Chapman, Harris, top four. What a nightmare it's been here so far. The Mike Westbrook, Knoxville Nationals Memorial Race. Loving it. Damn, some of these guys get a word with them. For the other ones. Bring up Zach here. Let's get a word with him.
Hey, Zach, you got a copy on me?
Yeah, hey, what's going on, Corey?
Well, man, probably a lucky break there with that caution. You keep up in the top three. Talk us through that race.
Yeah, first and foremost, I think I owe an apology to Jack Hitt there. On that restart, I thought he was going to go high, because the restart before I had hooked up and got by Dickens, and I assumed he was going to go high being the second place starter, and when he floated down the middle in front of me, I tried to react as quick as I could, but I was driving it. I was hooking up the bottom. That's how I made most of my passes, and I was driving it in pretty deep. Connor Ross gave me a good setup where I could hook it up on the bottom, and when I saw him go down there, I tried to float up. I barely tapped him. I got a 0X out of it, but I definitely tapped him, and I'm the reason he went around. So, Jack, I'm sorry about that, and I don't like to race you that way, man.
Absolutely, man. I'm sure Jack will accept your apology out there, and top three for you. You got anybody like to thank?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Corey. You looked great in that pace truck earlier, man. Didn't mean to, take your spot there, but I like filling in for you. I like sitting in with Joe. One of these nights I'm going to have to do it with you. We'll have to get a three-way thing going in there. But I want to give a shout-out to all my teammates at Gambling Motorsports, but first and foremost, Connor Ross. He put a lot of time into these setups, and the longer that race got, the faster I got. So I owe that kid a big thank you, and he's the reason I'm in the show tomorrow. I'd like to thank my dad, my wife for always letting me do this, Aiden Young, Young Gun Creations, and Roger for putting this thing all together. And shout out to the Mike Westbrook, Mike Westbrook's family, the whole Westbrook family. Everybody's thinking about you guys, and we see how big of an impact Mike had on you guys.
There you have, folks. Your third place driver. That's Zach Chapman.
Absolutely. We'll bring up the guy here, Brian. Let's get a word with him.
Hey, Brian, you get a copy on me?
Got you, buddy.
Man, you started second in the feature. You came home second. Just talk us through that race.
Yeah, it was a struggle to finish second for sure. I just couldn't ever really make any speed. I was just trying to maintain and finish that second. That was about it.
Definitely the patience held off and the maintaining held off. You got anybody like to thank you for your outstanding performance?
Sure. Got to thank M9 Performance for everything they do. My guys at Hammer Down Racing, Brandon, Kurt, Joe. They make things fun. You guys for the broadcast, and of course C2C for everything they do in these special events and everything. Thanks, man.
There you have it, folks. Your second place driver. That's Brian Dickens.
Absolutely, man. Well, this guy here, he had the field covered here tonight. Ross, do you want to move? You got a copy?
Yep, I got you.
But you was able to hold them off here and look good in the show tomorrow. How you feeling?
Good. Track got a little slicker than the earlier race, I think. So that was good to see. Hopefully tomorrow it gets a little even more slick than this one is, and like I said earlier, we can get a couple lines of racing going and make for a good show for you guys to watch.
Yeah, how you feeling about your setup for tomorrow?
Pretty good. I saved it. Did a little tweaking on an older one I had, and it felt good. I was able to run the top and the bottom, so hopefully tomorrow if I make a couple tweaks, it'll work kind of the same way, and maybe it can make my way up to the front. I don't know. We'll see.
There you go. That's the winner tonight. You got anybody you want to thank for a good finish?
Yeah, same as before. The Phantom Motorsports guys, Vanderbilt guys, the sponsors, Velocity Race Design, Weichel Sportswear, Power Outdoors. You guys for putting on the show, and then obviously, like I said, Roger and everybody at Coast to Coast for putting on this event.
Yo, winner tonight, Boss Carenta, showing how it's done on the track. Boy, what a night it is here. It was for the Mike Westbrook Knoxville Nationals. I got a lot of them here. Big show tomorrow. It's going to be a fun one.
Absolutely. It'll be good racing tomorrow night.
All right. Well, folks, for myself and everyone, tune in tomorrow. Coast to Coast Racing League here, C2CRL.com. Everyone, have a good night.